Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle.
This is Premier Football Center. Make it anywhere, take it anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button.
Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle.
Welcome to Talk Sports, where we break down today's hottest football stories, major transfers, the future of the game, and from wonder kids to blockbuster signings. We got you covered. Welcome to Premier Sports Fan Center. My name is Doc Yinka Adegbuyi, and right now at the studio we're going to be talking sport tonight. The program is Talk Sport for this edition, and with me tonight to divulge and dissect these topics, I have the big man Polowski, the huge Arsenal fan.
Good evening, viewers, and so excited to be back here to discuss all that's gone in the last 48 hours in the world of football. Recently, the transfer window just shut down, and over the weekend, we saw a lot of matches. Though, as an Arsenal fan, not happy we couldn't take all 3 points, but I hope going forward we get those 3 points.
Right, so that's it from Polo. You heard him. He's Arsenal, ardent Arsenal fan, and is here with us tonight on Talk Sport for this edition. Once again, I want to let you know that we're going diving straight into today's subject. We're looking at emerging talents. We're looking at the rise of left foot wingers and footballers in particular. The days of Lionel Messi, Risto Stoichkov, and the likes of Arjen Robben is virtually dusking or getting over. As it is right now, we have some emerging talent with a left foot, and we're going to go right into them. We're going to look at them, and we're going to try and dissect some of these super players that the god of football has given us. We're looking at the new generation of left wingers dominating football right now. And if I mention left wingers and left-footed footballers, there's no way I won't mention Lamine Yamal, the rising 18-year-old Barca superstar. And then we have to talk about Bukayo Saka, the wonderful Gunners Arsenal kid who has become a mature man in the game. And we also have the likes of Mohamed Salah, who is a super human being. He has so much accolades in his store and so much silverware the young man has gotten with his left foot. So today we're entering the golden era for the left foot wingers. How do players with left foot, how do you think they fare in football? You can put that in our comment section. You can join us in this conversation. You can put your thoughts right there, or you can put a call through to us on the line. Just put it there on the YouTube page or Facebook page. So how do these players change the tactical approach of their teams? This question, Paulo, I'm going to ask you the first question. Which left foot winger excites you most right now?
Well, at the moment, you can't look beyond the man from Spain, the Barcelona guy. Talking about Lamine Yamal, is probably one of the best, left winger right now in the world, and still very, very young. And also, there's a boy coming up now. He's also a left winger at Arsenal. They call him Max Stoneman. He's very young, and still under 16 years. So anytime I watch him, I'm always feeling excited. But at the moment, you can't take anything away from the man that has been there for the past 2-3 seasons now. Talking about Lamine Yamal, he's a very, very exciting player, and with time, I think he can do more than he has already done with the Barcelona football club and also the Spanish national team.
Wow, so you guys, you heard it from Paulo. Right now, for him, the most exciting left winger is Lamine Yamal, the 18-year-old. He just turned 18 years a couple of months ago. And before he turned 18, he's already won the UEFA Nations Cup. He's already won the La Liga. He's already won the Super Copa. He's already won the Copa the real, and so many accolades the young man has won. He's got several assists, several goals. He's on top of La Liga in terms of dribbles. Last season he had about 118 dribbles. He alone. And the nearest person to him had about half of that. And that's a fantastic record. And for a player like Lamine Yamal, who is just 18 and has a whole lot of future ahead of him, he still has like 17 years to play if all things go well for the young man. But the question I also want to ask you is this. Will it be a hype to think Lamine Yamal is the best thing that happened to left foot at this present time? Or is it like a reality?
Well, I think we should just take step by step and not overhype it. So far, I think Lionel Messi is still the best. I think that have happened to because though some will say he actually played as a number
Maradona.
10, number 10,
Diego
yeah,
Maradona was also
But if
left
you look at also players like Arjen Robben, they dominate that wing, and it's very difficult for I mean, defenders when facing them, they facing the likes of Jerome, they know what they face. They know they are facing fire. Call it fire. And so, but for what's his name again? Lamine Yamal. I think we should take it, step by step. I don't think it's here actually now for us to say is the best. You understand in terms of the left wing, but with the way he's playing, if he should continue like this in the next 2-3 seasons, I think he will definitely surpass that. We've had the likes of Ousmane Dembele, who is here or there. At times he shows that brilliance also because he's also a left winger also and a very good one. But injuries and at times is also out of form. That's why the conversation around him has actually down a little bit. But right now he's presently in contention to win the Ballon d'Or. Yeah. But
and he's in contention with his left-footed winger as well.
Of course, Lamine Yamal. But we should just take
Rafinha.
it. We should take it a bit by bit. But if you talk about Rafinha has been playing the other side because of Lamine Yamal. So it's to be honest, Lamine Yamal, if he continues like this in the next 2-3 seasons, I think he will definitely surpass the likes of the
wonderful. Now, finally, I want to ask you that. I just want a yes and no. Which of these two will you put on your team right now? You have a team, you have a final to play, and you want to win this final. Lamine Yamal, Mohamed Salah, Dembele. Which of them, one of them, would you put on your team to play that level?
Well, it depends, but
one of them. It one. Just take one.
It's definitely
one of them.
Well, I'll go with Mohamed Salah. Mohamed
Thank you
Salah.
very much. So he's choosing Mohamed Salah because Mohamed Salah
is the old guard. He knows what it takes to experience. He's been on the game, and the reason why I'm picking Mohamed Salah is that unlike Lamine Yamal and co, they might have 5-6 chances and take 2. But with Mohamed Salah, 1 chance, 1 goal. So that's the
beautiful.
reason.
So you heard him from wherever you're watching us from, and you can see that even with the emerging talents of Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembele doing great wonders, and the Dortmund kid in Arsenal, we still have the experience, proven guy in Liverpool from Egypt, the gentleman Mohamed Salah, who has broken virtually all records in the EPL right now, and he's on to setting new records also for Liverpool as well. So we move on straight into the next topic. And as I said earlier, viewers, if you have a comment on the subject we just taken, please put it on the platform. Just type it there in the comment section. Premier Fan Center, Sports Fan Center. You're looking at putting it on our Facebook page or the YouTube page. This is Talk Sport once again, And we're looking straight into the transfer market shockwaves. Right now, there are 3 big signings that are shaking the whole world right now. Franco Mastratuono joining Real Madrid at 45 million euro. And then we have a Gundogan signing for Galatasaray in Turkey. And then Gangliga Donnarumma moving to Manchester City. These are three big transfers that happened very recently in the world of football. Real Madrid's domination of the South American market. Smart strategy, or is it just money power? Are they just using the money to boost? They went for Vinicius, they got him. They went for Rodrigo, they got Rodrigo. They went for the young man, the striker. What's his name? The gentleman who hasn't proven himself. They got him as well.
The Brazilian.
So
Hendrick.
That's Hendrick, right? Thank you. So now they're getting this guy also from the South America. Now, their dominance in South America, is it due to their quality, the brand, or is it money that is talking?
I don't think it's just money. I think it's about the brand of the club. Real Madrid are no, I don't think there's anybody that can argue that they're the biggest club, in the world in terms of, trophy, accolade, name it, overall. I don't think there's any planet you will not see any Real Madrid, found, or anybody have said they've not heard about Real Madrid. But I think you could see a lot of South American players. There's this love for Real Madrid. Where you look at the kind of players, the South American players that Real Madrid have always had in the past, and a lot of South American players, most of them, they will tell you they dream to play for Real Madrid.
Absolutely.
One day. But if you ask me about Mastratuono, he's a promising young player, and we just hope because I could remember there was a time I was in the studio here. We were talking about Hendrick. I said so far he hasn't lived up to expectation.
Exactly.
Because the hype around him, I don't. To me, I've watched him play several times, and I don't understand where those hype, came from. So
it was like they packaged him for Madrid.
Yeah, and in fact, he to the extent that the former manager Carlo Ancelotti, who is now the Brazilian manager, now the national team manager, was asked, why did you drop him? He didn't even know what to say, other than he had to give an excuse that he hasn't been having playing time with his. Whereas you are the manager,
he doesn't need him.
but you are the manager then,
and you weren't playing.
So, but he doesn't want to say that it's not, it's not that. You understand? So you have to just look for excuses. But from there, I just hope.
So we move straight to Galatasaray now, landing Gundogan. That's a power shift in Turkish football. How do you think this will affect Turkish football? Remember, Galatasaray are the league leaders, and they were the winners from last season. They're the champions, present holders. 2 seasons ago, they also won it. So they're almost making it a perennial trophy for themselves. And remember the fate of Mourinho at Fenerbahce, where they had to ask him to go after 1 season for not getting where and the deliverables they gave him. Don't you think Gundogan joining the likes of Victor Osimhen in Galatasaray and the other great footballers that are there, don't you think it's going to be an absolute dominance like Bayern Munich in Germany or like Juventus used to be in Italy? What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I think the Turkish league can also be considered as one of the home for retirement home for players have performed highly exceptional where Turkish nationals Turkish descent, but you look at the likes of Leroy Sane. They have also brought in the German also Leroy Sane to the club, and they have the likes of Davison Sanchez, brought in a lot of players. But I think what Galatasaray are trying to do is not about the league, it's about the Champions League. I think they want to progress and want to go far, and kudos to them bringing on Ilkay Gundogan back to Galatasaray there. And if you can give them at least 70 to 80% of what he gave Manchester City in his first thing, I think Galatasaray will definitely go far in the Champions League. You look at Galatasaray, they've been dominating the league, and the league recently started again, and they've been powering themselves also to the top. And their nearest competitor or rival is Fenerbahce, who are not, at the moment, I think they are still managerless now. And they've been knocked out by in the Champions League. So though they have only the league now, though I think they are still in the Europa League. So, but they want to focus on the league to at least to wrestle the league away from Galatasaray. But I don't look at the moment. If you ask me, I tell you that Galatasaray are the favorite to win the league. And about the Turkish league, I think it's a good one for the Turkish league. You look at it, but I just want those talents spread across, not only Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. Getting those players, and if both of them are those two clubs are the only clubs that can have the purchasing power to bring in these players, or be able to pay those players, that means the other teams in the league
they're going to be running them
they're
down. That's
running down,
exactly.
yeah.
So it's going to be a dominant situation for them.
Of course.
So we expect them to be dominating the Turkish league, and anything short of that, and then getting into the second round of quarterfinals of Champions League. Anything short of that, then they do not make maximization of their money, because Leroy Sané alone, with the Gudogan joining that squad, all German footballers with the likes of Victor Osimhen and the rest of them on the squad.
And more so, recently they also brought in the Manchester City goalkeeper. I think is it not Galatasaray that signed him? Just have to confirm. Ederson.
Ederson, yes.
Ederson Moraes. Is it Galatasaray or Fenerbahce? I just have to confirm. I think it's Galatasaray.
So we will
confirm that, yeah.
later. So how about this transaction, Donnarumma to City? Will this likely solve City's problem? Was it goalkeeper problem for City?
Well, I don't think it's a goalkeeper problem, but I think it will only bring in a shift in the way Manchester City play, because we know the former goalkeeper now Ederson is one of the, when you talk about passes, goalkeepers that knows how to use their feet the way the manager talking about Pep Guardiola wants to play. I think you can't name 2 or 3 goalkeepers in the world that knows how to use their feet, and you will not name Ederson. And in fact, he has more assists than some midfielders in the league.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but for bringing on Donnarumma, kudos to them. He's a world-class goalkeeper. We saw, to be honest, I think the reason why PSG won the Champions League is as a result of the man talking about Donnarumma. Because if you watch the match against Aston Villa in the first the return leg, it was the sole reason they progressed. Against Arsenal also, and even against Liverpool, make a lot of saves that could have knocked them out. But kudos to them. But
that brings us to ask this question: why did PSG push him out? Why exit Donnarumma when he just did serious exploit for them?
Well, I think there's an issue with the goalkeeper and probably the manager, because I see no reason why you should be bringing on. I'm trying to remember how to pronounce his name. The guy from I think Lille. They brought the goalkeeper from Lille. Yeah, and I don't think he's better than young Donnarumma. Donnarumma is still at below 30. Though the guy they brought in is very young, but morning, afternoon, night, ask me between both goalkeeper, I'll still pick Donnarumma. But I think there's an internal issue, going on. So to avoid keeping an unhappy player or unhappy manager, so they had to let him go to Manchester City.
Okay, so rounding it up on those 3 players, those 3 transfers, I want us to be decisive here. Fans want you to help us here with this decision. Which of these 3 players that we just mentioned? We started with Real Madrid getting the young man from Brazil, from South America, Matsatuno, and then Ike Gudogan going over to join Galatasaray, as well as the third one, Donnarumma, coming to Man City. Which of these 3 do you think will be most impactful in the coming season? Put it in the comment section, and as we progress. Now, looking at our young man from Nigeria, his name is Kelechi Iheanacho, who just signed for Celtic, and he's reuniting with Brendan Rodgers, his former coach. And what are the expectations here? Can Iheanacho revive his career under Rodgers? Do you think he can come back?
I just hope so, because Kelechi Iheanacho has gone through a lot in the last 2-3 years. He went to he left Leicester City after his contract expired. I don't know what happened. Is either the club did not renew, the contract, or probably the offer on the table was not what he was expecting. Having won the FA Cup for them, and helping them achieve a lot. But he went to Sevilla, and hoping that everything is going to click for him. But he couldn't get playing time, and even the little time he played, he was
get
out
the
of
goals,
form. He
he
couldn't
didn't
get anything,
get
and
the assists.
so Sevilla had to loan him to Middlesbrough. That was the January transfer window where he ended. I don't think he scored more than a goal at Middlesbrough, and he came
That's
back
in the
now. So,
championship.
yeah, in the championship, that's the championship. That's the second.
Hello, welcome to Premier Sports Fan Center. And this weekend, it's the EPL, which is back, and a lot of interesting games right from yesterday. Starting with that game between Bournemouth and Fulham FC, where we saw Semenyo scored 2 goals for Bournemouth to set them on the run for this weekend. But at the 3 p.m. fixture, starting with this beautiful one between Arsenal and West Ham in what happens to be a London local derby, so it promises to be an interesting one for the next 90 minutes. Nuno Espirito is the new West Ham manager. And whenever Nuno is is in the dugout, yes, he's an intelligent and one knowledgeable manager. So also we have that one between Manchester United in a win or bust for Amorim as the face of against Sunderland. So Amorim will be hoping that he can push his boys to get a victory over Sunderland in that encounter. So it's all on the line in this game. It promises to be interesting 90 minutes of football. Let's see how it goes. My name is Adeyemi Shegun, and I'll be your host for this watch along program on Premier Sports Fan Center. You can be a part of this conversation by going to the comment section, subscribing to the channel. But I'm not alone in the studio, as I also have with me Dolakbo. All together, we'll be running the affairs of this encounter. Dolakbo, you're welcome to the studio. And we have this game, Arsenal against West Ham.
Good afternoon, Shegun. Good afternoon, football lovers. Another beautiful day to talk on football. And it's the month of October. Prior going into the international break, we saw what the September international break came with a lot of injury. We saw away from the Premier League, we saw the Spanish national team, the Barcelona coach and the Spanish national team coach had one or two will I say disagreement about the Lamine Yamal scenario. But fine, everybody is back, and there is a news going around yesterday whereby they say Lamine Yamal is out for another 3 weeks again. So good one for everyone. Beautiful day to talk football. Let's see how Arsenal can come up against this West Ham team. And we know their new coach, what's his name again? Nuno Espirito. We know how good he is. We saw the beautiful game he gave to I think Nottingham Forest last season. So let's see how we can revive this West Ham team. Quality player, no doubt, in this West Ham. The likes of Bowen, Paqueta, and co. So let's just see how they go.
Okay, so let's see how that goes up for West Ham in this derby as they face off against Arsenal. Arsenal looking to get it ongoing. They've considered just 3 goals in the EPL. And when it comes to defensive consciousness, they have one of the, if not the best defense in the EPL. And it's Arsenal who are coming closer to get into opening the score sheet and scoring sheet in this one. But unfortunately, that is not going to the back of net. You're a Barcelona fan. We saw that Barcelona against the PSG during the week. You guys lost that game 2-1. I know deep down you during that game you were thinking Barcelona were going to get a victory over PSG.
Yes, as expected, Barcelona. I all my voice and everything was on Barcelona getting the 3 point. But at some point in time, that's what football is all about. When you come up against a better team, or let me say a team up to your level, then you feel it. And we can see the players coming out saying they were drained at the 70th, 80th minute. That shows you the intensity of the PSG. I think it's just in their dynasties and the whole team from their youth team and everything. Because you can see the guys who came to deputize, they are just 18, 19, and they are winning at this stage, and that's crazy. That's good. Good one for them.
Good one for Manchester United because they've scored the first goal in that encounter against Sunderland in the opening 10 minutes. It's Manchester United 1, Sunderland 0. Looking at that game also, this is a game that is putting Amorim on the line. His record at Manchester United is not really good, but he is adamant about his formation and philosophy of the ball. Do you think he has what it takes to be a long-term manager at Manchester United?
Well, for me, I feel he has proving, probably let me say, it's not up to the standard of man you want to portray to the public right now. Because I just think maybe it's coming to Man U at the wrong time. Because to be frank, this Manchester United we've seen so far since last season have not really lived up to the assumed expectation where everybody wanted them to be. But getting a victory over Sunderland, and for a team like Man U, it is always it's always expected. But it's football. If he gets a victory, fine. If he does not, fine. But so far, Amorim have not lived up to the expectation.
Yeah, it was a Mason Mount on the former Chelsea product who got the goal right there in the 8th minute for Manchester United to put them 1 goal up in that game against Sunderland. They'll be hoping for a victory in that one. Arsenal still looking for the first goal in this encounter against West Ham. Let's see how that goes. If Arsenal can also get a victory, or will it be West Ham stunning Arsenal right there at home at the Emirates Stadium? It's going to be a corner kick down to Arsenal there. But before that, there's a West Ham player currently receiving treatment. Let's see if he'll also be able to continue this game. Beautiful corner kick from Arsenal. Arsenal is a threat when it comes to corner kick. We know how much of they play it into the box and number of goals they've scored from set pieces, and that is one thing they really depend on. And it looks like it's working for the Gunners.
Yeah, so far it has been working for them, and I think teams should rather pay more attention into that and look for a way to cut them, because I think it's more or less like a penalty kick for us. They believe if they have 2 corner kicks, they will convert one. So I think if teams pay details into it, probably that means you are stopping Arsenal from getting a goal or 2 in a game.
Okay, as Allah say, if we can stop Arsenal from the corner kick, going straight to the Manchester United starting 11. It's first game for Lemars, the Belgium goalkeeper who Manchester United got. Yes, he comes into this game starting his first game at Manchester United, and he will be hoping to keep a clean sheet tonight. It's a back three of Lenny Euro, Matheus Delight, and Luke Shaw. In the middle of the park, we have Diallo, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, the captain, and Diego Dalot. Up front, we have Mbuemo, Mount, and also Loma striker Sheshko, who scored his first goal for Manchester United in their last game. For Sunderland, we have the goalkeeper Rufus, and in defense we have a back four of Masuaku, Ilmens, and we have Mukele and also Adaret. In the middle of the park, we have Sadiki Shaka, the captain. Up front, we have Adingra, Lefe, and Traore. While Eloma striker Isidore for Sunderland in this encounter. So it's left to see if Sunderland can come back into this game, because they've looked impressive since coming from the championship. It looks like they are not interested in going back to the championship anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't see Sunderland actually going back to the championship, because so far they've made a good account of themselves. They've shown it to the Premier League. Okay, yes, if Europe is not certain, but we are coming, we are not going back. And we all know Sunderland, this is a typical Premier League team back then in those days. So I think good to see them back, and let's just enjoy the beautiful football they are bringing to us.
Okay, it's kick off back at the Emirates Stadium. After that, I'm scared to Mavropanos, who was out injured, but he's back on the turf right now, ready to continue this encounter. And Arsenal in possession of the ball. Simba looks inward into the defense. There finds William Saliba. Saliba will look forward to find his defensive pair. Gabriel looks inward into the midfield, finds Declan Rice, who is starting a deep midfield position for Arsenal tonight. Finds Bukayo Saka on the wing. Saka is on the verge of signing a new deal to make him Arsenal's highest paid player. He'll be getting £300,000. Really signed that deal. Yes, Arsenal stay in possession. Martin Odegaard on the ball there, returns it into the middle of the park. Finds his teammates, who finds William Saliba. Saliba wheels onto the ball and goes out wide and finds Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard will approach at the West Ham box. This will be the first goal for Arsenal. And unfortunately, they couldn't put that into the back of net. Oh, our net is the very chasing, not scoring that.
Wow, what a chance he just missed. And I think
he should be scoring that.
Yeah.
For a player of his caliber. He had just the net at the front there. All he had to do was just kick that into the box, into the back of the net. But Eberecheze, good other play there from the striker there. But Eberecheze had to just sky that, and that would have been Arsenal's first goal. And this is where they look dangerous. You look at Bukayo Saka's run. You look at the way Odegaard dropped that pass for Bukayo Saka. The understanding between these two players is so immense for Arsenal.
Yeah. Quality player they possess at this point in time, no doubt. Well, but for me, I still feel maybe 1 or 2. What they need is just that kind of leadership quality, like a big champion quality in this team. But I feel if Arsenal get themselves where they find themselves like 2-3 seasons ago, whereby they were some point to win the league in the dying numbers of the season, I feel they would win it at this point. But on the long run, I don't see them winning it. But probably they will end up second, third, fourth, accepted. But I just feel if they have a born winner like that leadership mentality in this team, then Arsenal is good to go.
Okay, we've seen the scare right there from Arsenal. How much of it, or how much of his kind will West Ham be able to condole in this encounter? Arsenal back in possession of the ball, a long one into the middle of the park, but it's going to be a free kick against Arsenal after Leonardo Trossard was brought down there by the former Manchester United defender Wan-Bissaka. Going straight to the Arsenal starting 11 is 4-3-3 formation for Mikel Arteta and his boys. David Raya is the goalkeeper. Julian Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Caliafori mixed the back four for Arsenal in this encounter. In the middle, we have Berichi Eze, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard. While up front is Leonardo Trossard, Victor Gyökeres, and Bukayo Saka. Talking of Victor Gyökeres, he has struggled a bit in the EPL, though he has 2 goals to his name, but he's still struggling to find his feet. Do you think at the end of the day, he won't be another flop striker for Arsenal?
Well, for me, I won't say probably will be a flop. I think he will give in some reasonable numbers down to his quality standard. Maybe not up to the likes of
You seem
Haaland.
scoring 20.
Huh?
You seem scoring 20
No,
goals
no,
this
no,
season.
no. I don't. 20 Premier League goals.
Yeah.
I can't vouch for that. But I see him giving double figures. Maybe 15, maybe whatsoever. But fine, but not up to this level of Haaland, Mbappe, competing with them just as he won the Golden Boot with what's it called again last
Ishak.
season. Oh?
Ishak?
No. Where he won the
Oh, that
European
was the
Golden Boot.
Portuguese league.
Yes, not giving that type of numbers because nowhere will he get 50 goals in Premier League.
Okay, yes, let's say how many goals of Victor Gyökeres will be adding to the already 2 he has in the EPL. And here is West Ham coming forward, Bowen on the ball there, switches on position and finds the off. The off will come forward and drop it straight into Somerville. And Somerville comes inward with the ball for West Ham, but chose to return it into the arts of the West Ham defense, where he finds Mavropanos, looks inward into the middle of the park. West Ham taking a dig at Arsenal. What can they make out of that? Somerville on the ball is always a joy to watch whenever he holds onto the ball and finds the off. The off holds onto it, looks inward into the middle of the park, and here is West Ham who are enjoying a piece of the action in this encounter, taking it to Arsenal. Somerville on the ball, but they're still finding it hard to break through the defense and into the box of Arsenal in this encounter. And here's Mavropanos on the ball right there, and it looks inward into the middle of the park and finds Paqueta, the Brazilian, who returns it back into the midfield and returns and take it in the middle. And we have Lucas Paqueta on the ball there. What is he going to make out of that? B1, B2, almost lost the ball, but the referee spotted an infringement against Martin Odegaard, the Arsenal captain. So it's going to be a free kick up to West Ham right there in the 17th minute. And looking at West Ham starting 11, we have Areola as the goalkeeper, a back four of Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Kuman, and also the off. While up front we have Magasa, who's playing as a low man Smith DM. Up front we have the captain Bowen, Paqueta, Fernandez, and Somerville. It's a low man striker, the big German man up front there, Folklore for West Ham. Folklore is another name also who has find it hard, to get the goals in the EPL.
Yeah, quality striker, no doubt. We've seen him with the Germany
National team.
German national team. So I think it's just about the Premier League. Whereby in the Premier League, I feel like it's more of pace, and that's one thing I think Florian Wirtz has really find hard. That's one thing that makes him get it hard in settling down. And sometimes it comes down to your team. Because when you look at West Ham of last season, there is Kudus, there is Bowen. These are spacey players.
Yes.
They really want to get the ball on the one, unlike other players, other wingers, whereby they want the ball to come to them and keep it calm, dictate the play. So I think probably it's just in the one team for.
And
his
talking about
quality.
Mohamed Kudus, yes, he scored earlier on for Tottenham Hotspur, and he also made an assist for Tottenham Hotspur's first goal. Do you think West Ham are really missing Kudus after selling him?
Well, quality player Kudus is, and I think so far so good. Kudus has spent a couple of years at West Ham, like 3 seasons or 4, if I'm not wrong. And when you look at the record books, all he just have to do is keep them in the Premier League. If West Ham probably don't go to the relegation, then I feel like Kudus is not a big miss, but you miss that quality, that spark he gives to the fan as a football lover. There is that moment whereby you just feel like, okay, Kudus is on the field, and he comes up. I could remember a game against Chelsea, Man U, whereby he has couple of times he has given us those beautiful moments of football.
It's always a joy to watch whenever he's on the ball. Talking about the Ghanaian international Mohamed Kudus, who currently plies the straight with Tottenham Hotspur, also in London. He'll be joining up with the Ghanaian national team with the informed Mohamed Semenyo will also be playing for Senegal. Sorry, for Mali, for Ghana. Come next week. The Super Eagles squad list is also out for the remaining two games in the World Cup qualifier. They have the first one coming up on Friday against Lesotho, if I'm not mistaken, and before the last game against Benin Republic here in Nigeria. So Nigeria will be banking on South Africa losing one game or two games to see if they can make it through to the World Cup. Are you still having any hope of the Super Eagles making to the World Cup?
Well, I think mathematically, if it's still possible, there is a point for Nigeria to still go all out for that game. But for me, I feel like, even not for the sake of anything, for the sake of the fans, football lovers, the Nigerian national team should just go. Firstly, all we have to do is win that 2 point. We know we are not in a good spot right now, so all we just have to do is win the two games in case if anything comes up whereby we know when they get to the calculation who goes up, who goes down, who draws. So I think so that's just all about it.
Okay,
Get
yes,
the
that is
next
all
two
about it.
victory.
The group A is actually a massive one, massive one. You can join us on Premier Sport Fan Center at 5 p.m. on Friday when the Super Eagles take on Lesotho right there in South Africa. That is where they've been playing their home games because their stadiums are not accredited for FIFA qualifiers. There's still 1-0 in that game between Manchester United and Sunderland, and also the 20th minute in the game between Arsenal and West Ham, where we're yet to get a goal at all. But the players are taking the game to each other. It looks like there's been a massive improvement at this West Ham. The difference is clear. What Nuno Espirito is bringing into this team is different from what we saw when Graham Potter was the manager of what's it called, West Ham.
Yeah, I think what about Nuno Espirito is you notice his team. Any team is commanding. You notice their gameplay and everything. So I think he has brought life into this West Ham team. There is
And it's actually a
different
big miss
pattern.
for Nottingham Forest because Ange Postecoglou has been, he has been losing games on the run.
Yes, to be sincere, when I saw the sack, I was like, wow. There was no need of sacking Nuno Espirito. He did so well last season, almost getting to the Champions League or so, I think. And in the dying numbers of the season, then there was that drop in form. It's accepted. This team have never been there before. Fatigue will come in and everything. I felt
And they lost Ola to injury. Ola is out till December.
So I just felt like maybe they should have just given him some time, and probably this season they lost some quality players. What's his name again? Elanga left.
Yeah,
I
Elanga
think
left.
Gibbs White also.
No, Gibbs White is still there.
He's still there. Okay, so Elanga left. So I felt like the he played a big part into this team last season. So just give him some little funds out, let him spend, and just build on it. He had a fantastic season last season, to be sincere.
Yes, still to come. Also in the La Liga tonight at 8 p.m. is the one between Real Madrid and the Villarreal, where Villarreal might be hoping to alter Real Madrid's ambition of winning the Spanish La Liga. Straight to German Bundesliga, where we have the scorelines coming in. Leverkusen currently leading 1-0 against Union Berlin. Dortmund against Leipzig is 1-1 at halftime. Augsburg against Wolfsburg is Augsburg leading 1-0 against Wolfsburg, while we have Bremen against Stade Pauli. That game is Bremen leading 1-0 against South Pauli. Also, we have still to come tonight Frankfurt against Bayern Munich at 5:30. That game promises to be another big one in the German Bundesliga. Straight to La Liga, where we have Real Oviedo, who lost 2-0 to Levante. We also have Girona against Valencia, which started about 8 minutes ago. That game is still 0-0 at the 8th minute. And back in play in this one against between Arsenal and the West Ham. Both sides are still struggling to get the first goal in this encounter. But Arsenal will always look likely to be the one to get the winner in this one. Will West Ham be able to upset the Gunners in this one? We still have about 70 more minutes to play to see if anything can happen in that encounter. It's going to be a throw into the Gunners. Bukayo Saka being brought down there, but the referee allows some players to continue as a throwing. 22 minutes approaching the 23rd minute of 0-0. Arsenal back in possession of the ball. Looks inward into the midfield. Finds Calafiori, who is playing as an inverted left back for the Gunners. Arsenal will now look forward to attacking this one. Berry chasing on the ball there. Drives inward with the ball. This is the player Alice which plays for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Yeah, I think it's just that missing point that attacking midfielder that 10 the Super Eagles need. So he's not playing for us, so let's just look.
And we have Fisayo.
Fisayo on his own day is a quality player, but when you put him up with AJ, to be sincere, AJ looks to be like a couple of steps ahead of him.
Okay.
So.
Also have Chukwuemeka, who plays with Dortmund, scored in the UEFA Champions
But
League.
is he willing
But
to
he's
play,
been
yeah?
torn with choosing either Nigeria or the Austrian national team right now.
So
Here's the
that's
first
Saka
goal for
with
the
goal.
Gunners. What
Oh,
a way
that's
to get
is that
first goal in this
offside?
encounter is Bukayo
Oh,
Saka, but
oh,
the
oh.
fourth official won't allow that to stand. The VAR will be having a good look at that to see if that was a legitimate goal scored by that young man, Bukayo Saka. Let's see if that was actually offside. But VAR will surely be interested in this.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
I think
close.
that is a whisker. But let's see if Vera wants a Vera have it because you can look at the player in the middle of the middle there. There's every possibility he kept on Bukayo Saka on. But away from that, even if this goal was chucked off, but you have to look at his composure in the box and the way he slotted that into the back of the net. That is one thing I think West Ham needs to be careful of in this encounter. They know they have to keep their eyes on Bukayo Saka all through this game.
Yeah, quality player on his own day. We all know how good Saka is. So I think it's just a blessing to watch. It's a joy for the whole football world, and you just know he's back from the injury. So couple of times we know what Saka is capable of. So let's just enjoy the moment.
All right, yes, 25 minutes gone in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland. It's still 1-0. Manchester United leading. Courtesy that 8-minute goal scored by Mason Mount, which was assisted by Wemo. Manchester United fans will be hoping that Manchester United add more goals in that account. It's still to come at 5:30. Chelsea against Liverpool at the Stamford Bridge. Another interesting game to come. Chelsea not really in the best of form, but also Liverpool can't also say they are in the best of form. Also, Florian Wirtz is still struggling in the EPL.
Yeah, Liverpool probably not in best of form right now in sense of teamwork, but I think when you look at players individual ability wise, I think Liverpool are way ahead of Chelsea, and we all know the injury Chelsea has facing, and we saw they had to struggle against Benfica to get just that victory. Though I felt like Benfica deserved even if it was a point, to be sincere. And looking at Chelsea right now, la last 3-4 matches losing one player, I think they really need to study that. I think their player really needs to be disciplined. Just don't go into tackles carelessly, because you just have to look at it when you come up against some teams who are full of flair like Barcelona, whereby you have Yamal coming, Rafinha coming, then
Well, the flair he did work for Barcelona against the PSG. So
yeah, I
where's
think
the flair coming from?
no PSG they look more close and much more
And that was the same
deep than
PSG. That was the
Chelsea.
same PSG Chelsea defeated 3-0.
I
You guys
think
should be scared
that
of
was
that.
a week.
You guys should be scared of Chelsea coming into that Champions League tie in November. Okay, Arsenal in possession right now. Looks to attack and create another opening out of that West Ham defense. Here is Martin Odegaard. You have to keep an eye on that young man. He has an eye for a pass and looks for there. Finds his teammate Iberichi. Eze will go straight to the wing there. Still Arsenal in possession. Leonardo Trossard against the Wan-Bissaka, but returns it back into the into midfield. Iberichi Eze also to the ball there, but drops it straight into the path of Declan Rice, and Declan Rice will find Timber. Timber looks forward and finds Bukayo Saka. Saka has the off to beat. He also to the ball, cutting a beautiful pass placed into Gyökeres, but Gyökeres couldn't hold on to that. Sumify will get onto the ball there, brought down and frees all the ball. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham right there in the 27th minute of that air counter. Still 1-0 in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland. 27 minutes also gone in that encounter. Lazio leading 2-1 against Torino at the 70th minute, yes. And we also have Parma losing 1-0 against Lecce at home. And still to come at 5 o'clock, Inter Milan against Cremonese, and also Atalanta against Como. That promises to be another interesting game in the Italia Serie A. Still no good in this one between Arsenal and West Ham. Well, Arsenal putting one of the ball into the back of the net, but the referee adjudged that to be an offside. Rightly adjudged that to be an offside. So there's still no goal to show off in this encounter by both sides. West Ham cutting everything Arsenal sends to them in this game. But West Ham back in possession. Bowen will take a long run on the ball there. Holds onto it. He has Calafori to beat, but Calafori has Trossard coming in to assist him. Is that going to be a throw into the Gunners? Our referee says thinks otherwise, that it's a throwing to West Ham. So it's a West Ham throwing at the 28th minute of this encounter, 2 minutes away from reaching the half an hour mark in this encounter. Still no goal. Are you still expecting any goal in this first half?
Well, looking at the way the game seems somehow balanced, I think it will just we will just need some beautiful moments, some individual balance. We've seen Saka, the way he was composed, and probably when you look at the West Ham team, you just need the likes of Bowen, Somervich really coming to the party. So far, it looks like a close game so far.
Yes, it looks like a close game so far. And yes, Somerville on the ball there, drops it straight onto the path of his teammates. Paqueta with the ball, sends a long one into the box there, but there's no Western player to put a end or put a touch onto that. Arsenal will clear their line. Yeah, he's Gyökeres almost losing out there in the last out to Mavropanos there. Mavropanos looks inward there, drops it to Paqueta. Paqueta, the magician from Brazil there, drops it inward into the wing there where he finds the off, tries to set across, but easily cut out there by Julian Timber, and it's going to be a throw into West Ham. But there's an Arsenal player currently down there will be needing medical attention.
Trossard.
And it's the captain,
Oh,
Martin
Odegaard.
Odegaard again. Out all those. He just came back from injury and is fast turning into an injury-prone player at Arsenal.
Yeah, I think maybe the medical team just need to take details into it. It happens, though, to be sincere. And in his early days at Arsenal, we don't see Odegaard come off
I
like
don't think he'll be able to
this often. I
continue.
don't
Yes,
think.
that is it. That is the end of the day for Martin Odegaard, who has been having he was having a good game before this injury worries, and he'll be out of this game right now. And Arsenal also are having their own issues with injury. Look at the number of players who has been out for Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus, we've not seen him this season. Kai Havertz also picked up an ankle injury. We have Noni Madueke also out with a new injury, and Piero Incapi, who was gotten on loan from Leverkusen, is also out injured. They have massive injury list on Noni Madueke, big money signing from Chelsea, expected to be one of those pivotal player for Arsenal, but unfortunately he won't be available for the rest of this year.
Yeah, I think injury is part of the game. So and I think Arteta was so prepared for this moment when he was going into the market, getting these players, He really needs replacement, a close one, for that sake. And looking at Madueke, which you made mention of, when Saka was off, I think he played so well, no doubt about his quality. He lived up to the expectation. He deputized for Saka so well. Now he's out, Saka is there, and we all know what Saka is capable of. So I think that just tells you about the quality of Arsenal. This is not the Arsenal of last season, 2 seasons ago. I think their biggest miss right now might just be if Gyökeres get injured, because maybe they don't
Is
have.
there any chance of Arsenal winning the league this season?
I don't see them winning the league.
So who do you
Maybe.
think is winning it?
Huh?
Liverpool?
Well, my stake still stands on Liverpool, Man City, because to
What
be
about
frank,
Chelsea?
well, not that Chelsea is not capable of winning it. I think in the attack position, I think Chelsea is really dictate from their midfield to the front. But you see, Chelsea backline, that's not a team win. That's not the defense that will win you the league.
Okay, yeah, so you can hear that. And still talking about Arsenal defense, they've conceded just 3 goals this season, which is really a massive one for the Gunners. I think they got a good centre back pairing what they have in what's called
Saliba
Gabriel
and
and
Gabriel.
Saliba, two fantastic players who understand each other very well and playing for the Gunners.
Yeah, good. PMA. We all know Saliba. We see him with the France national team. We see how well he has, settled down to life in under Arteta. So quality PMA they have, to be sincere.
Yeah, quite appearing. Talking about Arsenal, Zubimendi replaced Martin Odegaard right there at the 30th minute of this encounter. After Martin Odegaard picked up that injury, it's left to see if Arsenal will be missing their captain for the remaining of the 60 minutes left to play in this encounter. Calafori with a free kick for the Gunners and drops it straight into the paths of Trossard, and Trossard returns it to Calafori. The Italian will look inward into the midfield, finds Zubimendi, if I'm not mistaken, there, and Zubimendi on the ball there finds Julian Timber. Timber cuts inward with the ball. The approaches of the Western box. It's still Timber with the ball. Will he fancy a shot? Though drops it into the path of Zubimendi. Returns it back. And here's on Leon Trossard with the ball. Trossard with a cross with the outside of his foot there, but easily cut out there by the West Ham defender. That should be a free kick to West Ham. Referee allows players to continue since that was a fair challenge. Iberici is on the ball there, drops it straight. Iberici is back on the ball there and finds the run of Bukayo Saka, but that ball was actually too much for Bukayo Saka. Saka met onto it and sends it across into the box, and that should be the first goal for Arsenal. But unfortunately, there were too many shots and many bodies in the box there, and West Ham once again clears the lines and not conceding that one from Arsenal. Still Arsenal in possession. What would they make out of this? Looking to set a cross into the box, but chose to drop it wide into the paths of his teammates. Still Arsenal in possession. What would they make out of that? Yeah, it might just be a chance. But again, what's it called? Gyökeres couldn't keep all to that. And it looks like, yes, EPL is way different from the Portuguese league where Victor Gyökeres was coming from.
Well, we've seen them in England before, but I just feel like maybe the hype and everything put on this guy is just way.
Gyökeres in Barcelona. It would have been a fantastic night for you guys.
Not, when you look at but the way Barcelona is being set up, the way they play, though similar to Arsenal, but you just have to say it is La Liga, whereby you can
It's
just.
more easy there.
No, not really. Not that it's more easy, but I just feel like you would enjoy Barcelona, because when you look at the Barcelona midfield and everything, the way the team is set up, you have Rafinha. Arsenal also have explosive wingers, but I just feel like he will have his own time. That's just it.
Okay, Manchester United have doubled their lead, or has doubled their lead against Sunderland in that encounter. Benjamin Sesko with the second goal for Manchester United at the 31st minute and making it 2 goals on the bounce for the big striker who was gotten from Leipzig. It's Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0 as it stands right now. Yeah, they are used to winning one game in a month. That is how it runs at Manchester United right now.
Well, good one for Sesko, good one Amorim. He really needs the win, and the boys are really now into the party. Probably we have Amorim for some many more time right now.
And a cross into the box from the Gunners there, but unfortunately that won't be getting onto the part. Arsenal wants a penalty from that, and the players are still appealing. Let's say VR will be having a view of that. Bukayo Saka on the ball, turns the off in and out there, but still Bukayo Saka on the ball, then goes for a collar. Well, that took a weak in deflection. It's out for a corner kick. And let's see if that was actually a ball. That will be another problem for the Gunners, having lost Martin Odegaard to injury. Bukayo Saka is also seated on the top there. Let's just hope that it's not an injury scare for the Arsenal's striker. That is that. Well, that was in natural position, so I don't think that should be a penalty.
Yeah. Same here.
Let's see that again. That's the first one, yeah? No, he didn't get it. He didn't get to his hand, yeah. But his hand was actually in a natural position. It wasn't, set by an Arsenal player. It was the ball in contention, so I don't think that should be a penalty. Yeah, we have Declan Rice standing on this corner kick situation for Arsenal. Takes a long one. I really have Paris halfway and straight into the parts of Ebericheze. Ebericheze with an half collar there. But fortunately, that rebounding going into the back of the net. I realized should be doing better there. He had a chance. He was free on that. He should be picking that up, not punching it into no man's land. And we've seen Ebericheze score from this kind of situation. But fortunately, this time around, it's not going to be a goal for the Gunners. But it's a corner kick. And we know how scary corner kicks can be for Arsenal whenever they are taking corner kicks. Here's a corner kick to the Gunners right there at the 36th minute, which leaves us with barely 9 more minutes to play in this encounter. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0 is the current scoreline in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland. And also in La Liga, we have a Lazio against the Torino. That game is still 2-2 at the 78th minute. A corner kick being taken by Gunners, but still back to Bukayo Saka. It's still Arsenal. Berichez on the ball there, and he drops a short one. With this, Arsenal some chance of getting the first goal in this game. Zubimendi on the ball there. Joe Sturridge goes out wide and finds Calafori. Calafori turns it back into the middle of the park, straight to the goalkeeper, David Raya there. And still Arsenal in possession. 36 minutes on the screen there. Still no goal to showcase in this encounter. Looks like, yes, West Ham looks a bit disciplined at the back in this game.
Well, maybe disciplined, and I think prior so far so good the 36th minute. That does not mean Arsenal can't come out to do 3 points, but
And that doesn't mean West Ham
West
can
Ham
also
can't
win
also,
this
yeah.
game.
But
Also.
I think when you look at West Ham and Arsenal, the goal this season is different. Arsenal want to come and win the league, and when you are coming to win the league, you have to win as much as possible numbers of games. And when you look at West Ham, this are team capable of producing upset to, let me say, teams capable of winning the league. So if Arsenal get a 3 point here, it's a good one for them. So I think they really have to come out right now. We've seen Saka got a goal. It was disallowed. They really just need to get, even if it's a goal, lock the whole, close the shop and just go out with the whole 3 point. A 1 point here for a team that wants to win the league, it might not really have a big effect right now. But when you look at end of season whereby we go and check the point whereby we lost, these games might just be one of those games whereby we felt like, wow, what if we have won here? And good one, Charles. Let's see how it goes.
Again, Arsenal victory in this game will send the Gunners to the summit of on the table. They go first on the table with Liverpool having a date against Chelsea. Liverpool has also lost on one game this season. They've won 5, drawn 0, lost 1. They have +5 goal difference, which means they've scored 12 and conceded them 7 goals. The only loss this season happened against Crystal Palace, another defensive conscious team in the EPL. However, the first goal in this encounter is Arsenal coming forward there, and that might just be it, and that is it into the back of the net. So it's Declan Rice who has broken the deadlock for the Gunners against his former United, and he will celebrate, yes, out of respect to West Ham, where he captained. Beautiful goal there from Declan Rice. We saw Ebericheze, lost exactly like something like this earlier on in this encounter. But this time around, yes, Declan Rice put it into the back of the net. And at the end of the day, it matters for Arsenal. They've actually come out very well in this game. And when it matters, they got that goal.
Yeah. When you look at beautiful goal, beautiful work play, this goal has been coming. We've just seen West Ham try and do more of the defense, and big up for thumbs up for Saka there. How he was able to get past that guy, lays the ball down, still winning and everything, and you just have to
Bericese
say
with the hits
it's
there.
a beautiful ball. And I won't blame what's his name again? Yeah,
Ariola, the goalkeeper.
Ariola. Yeah, I won't blame him here
There
because
was nothing. There was
there was
nothing good about
nothing he
that.
could
I
do.
think
So
Wan-Bissaka should have been covering the defense
Declan,
better
yeah.
there because he allowed Declan Rice to have. No, that wasn't Wan-Bissaka. It's the center midfielder there. Talking about let me see his name again. That is Magasa. We should have been
should be doing
covering
better, I
Declan
think.
Rice, but he should be doing better in that situation. But Arsenal, that doesn't matter to them. What really matters is that the Gunners have gone ahead in this encounter and leading West Ham 1-0 in that encounter. That's in 9th minute. That was how much it took Arsenal to get the first goal in this game. And if there's one thing they know how to do, they know how to make sure they don't concede, silly
Yeah,
goals
yeah, yeah.
in a game of football. The record for the least number of goals conceded in the EPL is 13. Which was set by Chelsea in the 2004-2005 season. Arsenal have considered just 3 goals this season. Do you see them, breaking that record?
well, I think I for now I don't see them breaking that record because the Premier League is on week what right now.
Week 6.
Week 6, and when you go by the numbers, let's say that's them conceding 3 goals in 6 games. So at the end of the day, I think Arsenal will still concede more than 30 goals. Probably we get to the 30th week, then they can look at it like a record possible for them to create and break and all of that. But for now, I feel like it's still very much open.
Oh, this week 7, actually.
Week 7,
Week
so
7. The season is still long.
it's still very long. Probably the 30th week, then we can look back at that record, but not
Okay, yes,
conceding.
it's still 2-0 in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland at the 40th minute. Goals being scored by Mason Mount in the 8th minute and Benjamin Sheshko doubling the lead at the 31st minute in that encounter. Manchester United are on course for a victory in that one. I'm very sure Manchester United fans will just be praying that game actually goes their way. It's been longer. The soft victory. They had defeated Chelsea in the EPL, though it was a struggled on in that game between them and Chelsea. Arsenal against West Ham. Arsenal leading 1-0. We've not really seen Fulkrug in this encounter. And here's West Ham with an opportunity. But breaking through the Arsenal defense will always be a big one or a big issue for teams playing against the Gunners. Back in the play, we have Gabriel on the ball there, switches out wide where he finds his teammates. But returns back to Gabriel and looking inward into the midfield there. He finds out the goal scorer, Declan Rice, and Declan Rice will come forward with ball for the Gunners. What will he make out of that? Switches to the winger, plays in Leonardo Trossard. Trossard with a beautiful list of pass there, but fortunately that's when we get into a Bericese. West Ham will clear their lines in that encounter. Beautiful one for Declan Rice, a fantastic player, a reliable midfielder any day.
Yeah, top quality player Declan Rice is. We've seen him prove himself from West Ham now to Arsenal with the English national team.
And do you think he's better than Pedri?
Well, I think they are both different. Their style of play is really different, and I think to Pedri, he has proven it to the world. Declan Rice on his own, he has also proved everything. But I think if you are putting him up with Pedri, then you are putting him up with Vitinha. Though accepted Vitinha might be some couple of step above Pedri, but I think away from Vitinha, Pedri should be the next, and maybe Declan Rice can be the third, no doubt. But
What can I say?
I think Caicedo is still a little bit. And then Caicedo can be placed with the likes of Declan Rice, but put Pedri with Vitinha.
So you don't rate Caicedo that
No,
much?
no, no, not really, not really.
Wow. That's what you get from Barcelona fans whenever they come all out here to discuss on football. 42nd minute, which leaves us with barely 3 more minutes to play in first half of regulation time. The scoreline still remains 2-0 to Manchester United leading against Sunderland at the Old Trafford, and Arsenal leading 1-0 against West Ham in this London derby right there at the Emirates Stadium. Victor Yakoresh seems to be having some issues there, but he's back on his feet. He was almost killed by Killman there. But fortunately, he couldn't kill the Arsenal's striker. A long one there from West Ham. Tries to play in Somerville, but straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. David Raya will get at that for the Gunners. It's still 1-0. Arsenal leading, cuts that goal by Declan Rice in the 38th minute of this encounter. It has been an end-to-end tight stuff between these two sides with less attacking instinct from both sides in this game. Let's look at some of the statistics in that game between Arsenal and West Ham. Who is having the better share? Arsenal will have the better share of ball possession with 70% of the ball while West Ham are reduced to just 30 percent of the ball in this first half. 13 total shots from the Gunners and 2 shots in this game from West Ham. It shows why Arsenal actually dominating this game all around. Out of 13 shots, 4 shots on target for the Gunners. They've actually been, a bit wasteful in front of goal.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at this Arsenal team, quality players, defense, attack wise. I think one player who I feel have not really come into the party in the attacking position has to be Guy Corres. I doubt if he has maybe a shot on target so far. But when you look at your team having 4 shots or 5 shots on target, and as the main man, you just feel like you have to be there. You have to, have that moment. Probably you still get that moment, but I think he really needs to come into the party because the way he came into this Arsenal team, Arsenal lovers, they seem like someone who can come in and compete with the likes of Geico, Haaland, Isak, and Co. But I don't really see him up in that level for now.
Okay, let's see if Victor Yokeres can be getting a number of goals, the likes of Isak and Alan scores in the EPL week in, a season out. Yes, Arsenal in possession in the last minute of this counter. It's still 1-0 the Gunners lead. Victor Yokeres still looking for his own goal in this game, but he's currently having a bad day in office because we've not really, like you rightly pointed out, we've not really seen him involved in this game for the Gunners.
Yeah.
But also, Falkirk on the side of West Ham, we've not really also seen him also involved in the way West Ham play this game.
Well, Fokug and Guy Corres, these are different profiles, these are different players. We know the way Guy Corres came into Arsenal, we know the expectation. Fukuk being at this West Ham team, we all know how good Arsenal defense is. But putting Guy Corres up against this West Ham defense, you expect him to come into the party in games like this, get those numbers. We've seen Haaland, we've seen this. The expectation is really different. As a normal football lover, you can look at Fukuk and expect him to just come up with 10, 15 goals. But for every football lover, Guy Corres, they want to see him go out and compete with the likes of Eric Haaland and and even on the football stage at large, the likes of Harry Kane, all of them, when it comes to number of goals, they are dropping, and we've seen them. So not looking down on Guy Corres, and we all know what he's capable of. We've seen him score beautiful goals against Man City last season. He got an hat-trick in the Champions League. So we all know the quality is there. You just have to come into the party.
Okay, so the quality is there for Victor Yokeres. It's a free kick to Arsenal, and it's the goal scorer Declan Rice who is standing on that free kick situation. But looking at Victor Yokeres starts in this encounter, he has played all the minutes of the first half for Arsenal. He had just 13 touches in this game and just 2 out of 6 accurate passes for him in this game. Really, really poor when it comes to accurate passes in this encounter. But 1 shot on target and 1 shot off target for the big Arsenal striker. He has also missed 1 big chance in this encounter. So it's left to see if he'll be making up those numbers probably in the second half. But before that, it's Arsenal coming out again to attack against West Ham. Unfortunately, that will be going into the back of nets, but falls into the path of Bukayo Saka. Saka was onto the ball. He has Diouf to kill there, and he takes them straight at Diouf and finds himself in the box, trying to create an opening for himself. But the West Ham on defense will break that out and not allow that into the part there. West Ham trying to create a chance up front, but fortunately, Arsenal getting onto the ball there. But West Ham winning themselves a free kick after the off was brought down by Julian Timber. It's going to be a free kick out to West Ham against the Gunners in that encounter. Also in the 45th minute already in additional time, the one between Manchester United and Sunderland. Manchester United leading 2-0 right there. 3 minutes additional time added by the fourth official. In this one between Arsenal and the West Ham, it's a 5 minutes additional time added at the end of the first 45 minutes, which currently puts us at 48 minutes of action, which means that we have barely 2 more minutes to play in this encounter. A long one for Mariola as West Ham are trying to see if they can get an elite equalizer in the first half of this one to send every other game even into the halftime break. It's still West Ham in possession. Foko starts trying to get onto the ball there. Foko got the ball here, but just break chance for West Ham, but Arsenal a breakthrough. Wow, beautiful piece of skill there from what's it called? That big man up front, talking about Berici, he's always a joy to watch whenever he's on the ball for Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal back in possession. The goalkeeper is not in a rush to send that out. David Raya holds on to that for the Gunners. What will he make out of that? That's Raya on the ball for Arsenal at the 48th minute of that air counter. 2-0. It's still in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland. Any chance of Sunderland coming back in that game?
Well, maybe not. Looking at this Man U team, away from even Amorim, I think they really need this victory. The players needed to boost their confidence and everything. So it's one victory coming at the right time because we know next week is the international break. Then they go to reset mode and take it up from there. But they really need a victory at this point.
Yes, and they need a victory. And Barcelona tomorrow, you guys are playing in the La Liga. Any chance of a victory for Barcelona?
As expected, one team.
What are you guys playing?
I've not done my research about that too, but I feel like Barcelona will come out victorious. One of those few teams that are yet to lose in their league, though they've lost in the Champions League.
Lost again.
One of those few. So we are not many that is still keeping it cool at home.
Okay, yes, Sevilla against Barcelona this weekend. They'll be traveling to Sevilla for that encounter, so it's left to see if Barcelona can get a victory over Sevilla. I think they've actually turned you guys customer. You guys know how to get grind out those victories over Sevilla. Yes, Arsenal in possession. One of their last moments in this encounter before the halftime break being called. Yeah, is Eberechi Eze, who has moved into the middle of the park since the injury to the Arsenal. So, wow, beautiful one there. With that beat, Eberechi Eze, he should be scoring that. Another shot, dance with that beat. Oh, the woodwork to the rescue. So close,
wow,
that was so close. Calafiori
beautiful
with
play.
a thunderous shots there. That's the woodwork to the rescue. Look at that some pass from what's it called, Bukayo Saka, and look at that hit from Calafiori. The
wow.
goalkeeper never stood a chance on that, but the woodwork says no, I'm not allowing another goal into the back of the net before the halftime break. Just West Ham were actually lucky there, so lucky that they have their defender Mavropanos down there to cut that shot and not allow that into the back of the net, but still throwing to the Gunners. Declan Rice will fancy a long throw into the box. Will this be a moment? Will this be a chance for Arsenal to get the second goal? We are straight into the last minutes of 5 minutes additional time. Long one into the box there. But West Ham have cleared back into the parts of Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a beautiful in-swinger, but easily cut out there by West Ham. And the referee says, no, I've seen enough in this first half. It's halftime, Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. And also halftime in that game between Manchester United and Sunderland. It's Manchester. Oh, there's a VR check on somewhere in that Manchester United game. So that game is still on at the 50th minute. VR having a check, probably to see if a penalty was involved in that game. But we've seen halftime in this one. We've seen the first 45 minutes of this beautiful, interesting game between Arsenal and West Ham. Do you think it has been one-sided, or West Ham has come to the party against the Gunners?
Well, looking at so far so good. I think 1-0, everything is still respectable as the scoreline stands. I think it has just come down to Arsenal having more quality than West Ham, and good one the way the West Ham have tried to keep the goal line still keep the game open. Then what we just have to do, just as we said, work, coming to the party. Probably he might just get one or two chances and convert it. The likes of Somerville, they need to really come out. But I think it has been them doing more of the defensive work, trying to keep the likes of Saka, Eze, and everyone. That's just it.
Okay, so let's see if Arsenal will be able to score more goals in the second half, or will it be West Ham staging a comeback in the second half against the Gunners? Anything can still happen in this game of football. It's still 2-0 in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland. The game has been delayed by VAR check. And looking at Manchester United right now, 2-0 up going into the halftime is a good one for Manchester United.
Yeah, good one for them.
Yeah, we expect a better performance in the second half from Manchester United. To the Arsenal game, yes, it has been one-sided for the Gunners, dominating game, but fortunately they lost, Martin Odegaard to injury. Will Martin Odegaard be a big miss for the Gunners?
Well, we all know a player of Odegaard quality and all he can bring. But the good thing is Saka is still there, Odegaard going out. And when you look at the Odegaard position, there are players that can come in there and deputize for him. There is the likes of Eberechi Eze can play from that position also, and it will give you a close to par expectation. And when you look at the squad at large, they have quality players. The likes of Gabriel Jesus, they are back right now doing light training. So maybe after the international break, we might just get to see them. But and is the injury, how long he will be out is not yet still confirmed. Odegaard. So let's just see. I don't really feel they will miss him that big.
But in Eze, it seems they have a quality replacement for Martin Odegaard.
Yes.
They can also depend on It's also halftime in that game between Manchester United and Sunderland. It's 2-0 Manchester United lead going into that halftime break. One striker is struggling, but another is getting the goals. Benjamin Sheshko on one goal in this game, which makes it a one goal appeal, two goals on the bounce for Manchester United in back-to-back game. It looks like yes, he has gotten this confidence since joining Manchester United.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
I
now.
think looking at Sesko right now. At first, the first 3 4 matches he wasn't starting, but ever since he has been starting, he has been coming into the party and living up to the expectations. So let's just see how many numbers he will do this season.
Who do you think is going to get more goals, Sesko or Victor Yokeresh?
Well, I think Gyökeres is in a team whereby I think a more settled team. So I feel Gyökeres should go on the terms of expectations. But I think Sesko looks like a striker whereby even in hard times he's just capable of getting that goal. He might not get 2 3 goals in a match, but he goes into a game with the mindset of I want to get a goal, and I think that one guy has been really helping him so far.
Okay, yes, and one man who is also not getting the goals but getting assists for Manchester United has to be Brian Mbeumo, the big money signing from Brentford. He has settled into this Manchester United side seamlessly. He's one of one of the driving force in Manchester United attack. But one man who is missing has to be Kua. Yes, Kua is on the bench for tonight. Today's game. He's just back from injury, but I think about 2 games back now. But I am starting, or what's it called, missing out ahead of Kua. Is it actually a justifiable one?
Well, I think we all know Mount quality. We know the quality, what he can bring into the gameplay, and also for Kuna. Also, we all know, we saw him at Wolves last season. He saved Wolves, I would say, because he had reasonable
Yeah,
numbers of
17
goals.
goals in the EPL.
Yeah, so
in
I'm
the
looking
league.
at Mbeumo also coming from Brentford also. Him and we saw how good they were last season. Gave reasonable numbers of goals also. But for me, I feel like Man U, the front three, Kuna, Mbeumo, and what's his name again?
Miss Mount.
Mason Mount, they are all fantastic players, and anyone can come in. Mason Mount, maybe injury really let him down a bit, but I think Mason Mount on his day is up to the level of Kuna, and if not even above. Because
Wow.
I watched Mason Mount at Chelsea, and I can remember he helped Chelsea won that Champions League. And he
You
did
got-
a good one.
You can always say that. And looking at the Gunners here, so their talisman Bukayo Saka, we mentioned about him, on the verge of getting an improved contract at Arsenal, which puts him at £300,000 a week. How will you rate his performance at Arsenal?
So far so good. I'll give him a close to 10, maybe 9.5, because at the end of the day, no one is perfect, but he's doing his job so well so far.
Yes, and that is about Bukayo Saka. Do you think he can break into your Barcelona squad?
That
Starting 11.
no
You
problem.
have what's it called to compete with.
Yeah,
Who
man.
I think yes, actually a better player than Liam Yama.
No, I don't buy to that because probably maybe there will be a shift in position play for him. Maybe he will start as a 10 ahead of the likes of Femi Lopez and Daniel Mo accepted. But you see on that flank, Rafinha is doing so well, Yamal is doing so well. So I don't really see Saka even wanting to come to this Barcelona team. Probably Madrid, he can start on his own, but on preferred position. But at Barcelona, no way.
Okay, yes, and before we go for those break, let's talk about some West Ham side in this first half. It has really been a below average performance from West Ham in the whole of this first 45 minutes. Fokog, Somerville, Paqueta, Bowen, they are not, joining the attack for West Ham in this game. How can they change this in the second half?
Well, I think looking at the attacking players that start this game, I think some changes really needs to be done in this team to really light up the gameplay right now. Because attack wise, they've not been that how would I put it, that synergy in this team attack. They just really need to come to the party. The likes of Paqueta and Co. They really need to come, and we know we've seen Paqueta. We know his quality and everything. So and probably what's the coach name again? No, he has
No,
not seen.
Espirito.
He has well, it's still early days though.
I don't know. I
just feel
actually feel like he came into this game, giving Arsenal a lot of respect. And,
Yes.
he's putting those boys out the back front of this game. Don't consider much
Much goals,
because
yes.
they're playing more of a compact defensive game in this game. Low block games against the Gunners in this. So I know how much expressive his
His
Nottingham
game
Forest
is,
side
yes,
was,
yes.
having a Langa on the wing, having Austin Odoi on the other wing, and also have
Gibbs White.
Gibbs White in the middle of the park. It
And
made them look
what's this
explosive.
their striker name again? Chris Wood
Chris Wood,
again.
yes. And even Chris Wood, under the new manager, I think he has find it hard to get some goals for Nottingham Forest.
Well, I think Agne's style of play is one thing that really needs to be questioned a bit because when you look at coming into this Nottingham Forest, I think they look explosive. Tottenham also, but but when you hear when you look at him like Tottenham, you feel like you know they are so compact. But Nottingham Forest, one thing you know Nottingham Forest about is their explosive football. The Olaino wants to won. What's this? Their left back name again. He also wants to won. They have midfielders who want to get the ball and just won and do all of those things. So I think for him settling down at his new club at what's this called again? This West Ham team will be a big problem for him because he does not really have. Bowen is explosive on his own day, but whew, we all know who Bowen is.
Okay, yes, and straight to the Manchester United goal. You can see that
Wow.
goal scored by Mason
Mason
Mount
Mount.
there.
Quality goal.
Beautiful pick down there after them cross from Uboemo. Look at the control. Massive one from Mason Mount and picked up his shot, and not just his shot alone, picked up his spot and into the back of the net. And yeah, is the equalizer, second goal. Benjamin Sheshko's first goal in the second time. Manchester United second in this game. And you can see the joy on the face of Benjamin Sheshko there. That is what you get from a striker. He might not be involved in the game, but
those chances
that
come.
clutch moment of you knowing where the back of the net is. This was the VAR check in the box there.
Oh, that seems like.
This should have been a penalty. You can see the kick to the head there, but fortunately the VAR actually flagged it off and said that wasn't a penalty worthy stuff in that encounter. Since Manchester United went straight into that halftime break leading 2-0. And on the side of Sunderland, though they've been high running this season, when you look at the likes of the attack, they have Brown Traore, they have Eric Lefay, who I actually know right from the League One. We also have Adingra and Isido up front in this encounter. You will be expecting much from them in this encounter from what they dropped against Manchester United.
Yeah, I feel like maybe 2 goals down. What they just have to first do is get a goal in the early numbers and at the
Second
starting
half.
stage of the second half. So that might just light up everything. But so far so good. I think the 3 point everything lies down to Manchester United on the safe side of getting the 3 point.
Okay, there's still so much to expect in that encounter between Arsenal and West Ham, where the Gunners are currently leading 1-0. Courtesy that goal by Declan Rice in the 38th minute, and we still have a big 4 to 5 minutes to come in that one. 1-0 is still a slim lead, and anything can still happen in another 45 minutes of that encounter. And also in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland, where Manchester United currently leading 2-0. Goals scored by Mason Mount and Benjamin Sheshko. And we have a big 45 minutes to come, but we'll go for a quick breather right now, and when we come back, it's going to be the start of the second half.
Wingers and footballers in particular. The days of Lionel Messi, Risto Stoichkov, and the likes of Arjen Robben is virtually dusking or getting over. As it is right now, we have some emerging talent with a left foot, and we're going to go right into them. We're going to look at them, and we're going to try and dissect some of these super players that the god of football has given us. We're looking at the new generation of left wingers dominating football right now. And if I mention left wingers and left-footed footballers, there's no way I won't mention Lamine Yamal, the rising 18-year-old Barca superstar. And then we have to talk about Bukayo Saka, the wonderful Gunners Arsenal kid who has become a mature man in the game. And we also have the likes of Mohamed Salah, who is a super human being. He has so much accolades in his store and so much silverware the young man has gotten with his left foot. So today we're entering the golden era for the left foot wingers. How do players with left foot, how do you think they fare in football? You can put that in our comment section. You can join us in this conversation. You can put your thoughts right there, or you can put a call through to us on the line. Just put it there on the YouTube page or Facebook page. So how do these players change the tactical approach of their teams? This question, Paulo, I'm going to ask you the first question. Which left foot winger excites you most right now?
Well, at the moment, you can't look beyond the man from Spain, the Barcelona guy. Talking about Lamine Yamal, is probably one of the best, winger right now in the world, and still very, very young. And also, there's a boy coming up now. He's also a left winger at Arsenal. They call him Max Doman. He's very young, and still under 16 years. So anytime I watch him, I'm always feeling excited. But at the moment, you can't take anything away from the man that has been there for the past 2-3 seasons now. Talking about Lamine Yamal, he's a very, very exciting player, and with time, I think he can do more than he has already done with the Barcelona football club and also the Spanish national team.
Wow, so you guys, you heard it from Paulo. Right now, for him, the most exciting left winger is Lamine Yamal, the 18-year-old. He just turned 18 years a couple of months ago. And before he turned 18, he's already won the UEFA Nations Cup. He's already won the La Liga. He's already won the Super Copa. He's already won the Copa del Rey. And so many accolades the young man has won. He's got several assists, several goals. He's on top of La Liga in terms of dribbles. Last season, he had about 118 dribbles. He alone. And the nearest person to him had about half of that. And that's a fantastic record. And for a player like Lamine Yamal, who is just 18 and has a whole lot of future ahead of him. He still has like 17 years to play if all things go well for the young man. But the question I also want to ask you is this. Will it be a hype to think Lamine Yamal is the best thing that happened to left foot at this present time? Or is it like a reality?
Well, I think we should just take, step by step and not overhype it. So far, I think Lionel Messi is still the best, I think that have happened to, because though some will say he actually played as a number 10. Number 10, yeah,
Maradona was also
but if
left
you look at also players like Arjen Robben, they dominate that wing, and it's very difficult for defenders when facing them. They facing the likes of Arjen Robben. They know what they face. They know they are facing fire. Call it fire. And but for what's his name again? Lamine Yamal. I think we should take it, step by step. I don't think it's here actually now for us to say is the best. You understand in terms of the left wing, but with the way he's playing, if he should continue like this in the next 2-3 seasons.
Hello, welcome back for the restart of the second half of Watch Along pro commentary on Premier Sports Fan Center. I'm still in the studio. My name is Adeyemi Shegun. I'm still your host for this encounter, and also I also have with me in the studio Dolapo. All together we'll be doing justice to the remaining 45 minutes of this encounter. We've seen both sides, in the first half. We saw Arsenal against West Ham. We saw your expectations during the halftime analysis of the start of the second half. And do you think West Ham will be taking this game to the Gunners?
Yeah, I feel they just have to come all out at this point in time, get that one goal, and probably a point or maybe 3 points against Arsenal is a good one for them, because right now we all know West Ham, what they should be fighting for is just survival right now, because they've not really been so good looking at their performance in this early days of the season. And at week 7, I think they are seated around I think the last 5 of the league, if I'm not wrong. So that's not what we want to see West Ham. We want to see West Ham competing for European competition, probably the conference, come to the Europa, and let's just see how we start. But so far it's the early days. We've seen them try and make one or couple of 2 passes, and this Somerville in the Arsenal.
Yeah, might just be a chance for Somerville, but unfortunately couldn't get out. So Wan-Bissaka being called into action, goes out wide and finds Jared Bowen. Bowen with a shot on into the box there, straight into the hands of David Raya, the Gunners goalkeeper. And you can see West Ham in the early stages of the second half showing intentions against the Gunners. that they want that say, oh, that should be a penalty. Let's see if we're having a check on that, or there should surely be a review on that.
They should.
Because
They
that should be a
should.
penalty to the Gunners. His hand was out wide there.
True.
We can see the Arsenal players asking, but the referee again for the second time in this encounter turned down the Gunners' appeal for a penalty. Yes, Arsenal in possession of the ball. Gabriel on the ball for Arsenal. One of the wall at the back in the Arsenal's defense finds William Saliba, his centre back pair, who comes forward with the ball there for the Gunners and drops it straight into the paths of Declan Rice, and Declan Rice turns back to Gabriel. Gabriel finds William Saliba, and Saliba will come forward with the ball for the Gunners. What will he make out of that? Still holds on to it and looks to his side, scanning to see who should it drop on the pass to. Finds Zubimendi, Calafori rather, but Calafori couldn't keep that in check. But it's a Gunners Arsenal throwing right there in the counter. Looking straight to the Arsenal's bench and seeing which of those players will be making their way into the second half and probably getting Arsenal more goals or trying to solidify them their 1-0 shot lead in this game. We have Kepa Arrizabalaga, the second choice goalkeeper on the bench. We have Christian Mosquera also on the bench. We have Lewis Kelly, Ben White, Christian Nogard, Ethan Nwaneri, Mikel Merino, and also Gabriel Martinelli. We saw Martinelli came off the bench against Manchester City and got a beautiful goal for the Gunners. Leon Trossard also hasn't really looked it for me at Arsenal.
Well, I think looking at Trossard and Martinelli, two different profiles. Trossard, I feel right now he should be in the peak of his career. He should be in his late 20s, if I'm not wrong.
Trossard's
And
over
Martinelli
30.
over 30. So looking at Martinelli, early 20s, still growing, still many more years, many beautiful years ahead of him. So I feel like Martinelli should be one the whole Arsenal team, regardless of everything. The quality is there. He should be one the whole Arsenal team really have to like protect and just keep around. Let him and probably when Madueke is back. If Madueke can play from there, let them, just go out and fight for there. Trossard, we saw him at Brighton, beautiful footballer. He has also has his own moment at Arsenal, but I feel this is just the level we should expect from Trossard. Because to me, I feel it takes maybe one or two more for players. As you said, he's in his 30s, in their 30s to really give you that type of expectation and everything and the whole hype. But so far so good. I won't say Trossard has not really done well. He has tried his own best and we've seen beautiful moments with the Arsenal team.
All right. Also, the restart of second half in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland, with Manchester United leading 2-0 in that encounter, a game which has been marred with controversy after Sunderland had the penalty appeal that cancelled. That was a human who was brought down in the box there, and the referee said the referee actually cancelled that and said it was not worthy of a penalty. Gyökeres finds himself in the western box, but unfortunately he couldn't do anything out of that, but throws out to a corner kick for Arsenal. West Ham needs to be careful at the back. You don't lose the ball like that. If that was against one of the prolific strikers in the EPL, probably don't have
Is
been.
Gyökeres not prolific?
I don't see him as a prolific striker. I don't count him as one of the prolific strikers in the EPL. Maybe not just yet, because the pressure is actually on that young man.
Well, for me, I think he's 27. He has been in the league.
Yeah, he was
before.
played. He was played
Yes,
this one.
with,
That's one.
I think, and even
we saw him
Coventry
at
also.
Coventry. We
So
saw
I
him
think
at
he has been in this league, and it's a league whereby he's very
He's familiar
used to, so a familiar face. So I think he should not be having issues of settling down.
Oh,
Yes, we know
what
his
was this?
position.
Kyle Saka was just trying to get one into the back out of net, but that kept on rising and rose a bit more beyond the goalpost in this encounter. It's still 1-0. Arsenal leading against West Ham at the 50th minute of this encounter. Looking at West Ham's on bench, where we have Matt Emerson, the Skywater Peters, there's Igor Julio, Luis Guremi. We also have Guido Rodriguez, Oliver Scales. We also have Freddie Potter. Callum Wilson is also on the bench, and we also have Callum Marshall. Callum Wilson is another player that can come into this game probably when they replace Fokog at any point in this game.
Yeah, beautiful striker, beautiful player on this. I think we saw him at if I'm not wrong.
Everton. Sorry.
No,
Newcastle.
Palace,
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Before Newcastle, I think he played somewhere
Yeah.
again. Oh, Gyökeres, what's that?
Unfortunately, Arsenal still won't be
Is
getting the
Havertz
second
back?
goal. Havertz is not back.
Well, I
He's not injured.
feel with the way Gyökeres is, if he does not come into the party so well, real quick, I think.
Wait, is there any chance of Arsenal, even with Kai Havertz available, is there any chance of Arsenal benching Gyökeres?
Well,
Look
maybe,
at the big money
maybe
spent,
yes,
how much he
that's-
spent.
but
They just need to build his confidence.
Well, to me, I don't feel like what confidence when we talk about Gakpo as a player that's got 50 goals. It just tells that Premier League is way ahead of the league is coming from. It's still early days. I'm
But
not
we've also
expecting it.
seen players come from the Portuguese league and come into the EPL. We saw Bruno Fernandes with Manchester United came straight from the league, and also it's the EPL league running.
We can't put Bruno in the same space with Gakpo at this point in time. We all know Bruno. The talent is there. Gakpo is also there is the talent there, but maybe he's being placed a level above is where I feel like he can perform up to. I think that's it. But Gakpo on his own day is a good player. Looking at you are coming to the Premier League, you won the European Golden Boot with quite a reasonable number, and even knowing I think the Portuguese
Yeah, might
league is
just be a
rated.
chance for the Gunners. Yes, Leon
Can he get
Trossard with the
who?
ball. But he went for the goal. He went for the killer, but fortunately can't. He couldn't pull that into the back of the net. So it's a corner kick up to Arsenal. This is where they look dangerous again from corner kick and situations. Arsenal with a corner kick. Declan Rice standing on this. They chose to go short. Finds the Berichi. Eze turns around into the box and finds down Declan Rice. And Declan Rice out to Bukayo Saka. Yes, still Arsenal in possession. Trying to create an opening back to Declan Rice. Declan Rice with an in-swinger. That was easily met there by the Western player. Zubimendi on the ball there for Arsenal. And he goes out wide there where he finds Declan Rice. Declan Rice goes out onto wing, finds Leonard Trossard. Trossard approach the Western box. What will he make out of that? Still a cross, but straight into the hands of Ariola this time around. 54 minutes into this game. We are barely 6 minutes away from the 1 hour mark of football at the Emirates Stadium. It's still a slim lead for Arsenal. And I think if Arsenal don't get in the second goal, it might really be a big issue for them because West Ham can still come back in this game.
Yeah. I think they need that second goal to like feel more comfortable and just feel like we've sealed this. And if they keep it like this on the part of West Ham in the last 10 minutes, they can just feel like let's go all out for this. If we get a goal, fine. If we don't get a goal, we lose the whole 3 point. And I think if it's 1-0 to the 80th minute, West Ham will really go all out and get a goal too.
Yes, let's see when West Ham make their first substitution. Which player they'll be throwing into this game to see if they are going to challenge to get 1 point against this Gunner side. This West Ham back in possession. Gerard Bowen on the ball there finds Fernandes. Fernandes still holds onto the ball, drops it to Wan-Bissaka, but the referee spotted an infringement in the middle of the park, and we can see also Wan-Bissaka. Gerard Bowen asking for a free kick in that moment there, but the referee is not having any of that. No, he was asking for a yellow card to the Arsenal player, but the referee is not having any of that. So West Ham will break out from the back against the Gunners right now. Somerville on the ball there as he comes inward with the ball for West Ham. What will he make out of that? Tries to trade a pass across pitch there, but Arsenal back in possession. Arsenal back in possession. Bukayo Saka being called into action. Returns it and finds Julian Timber. Timber will hold on to the ball for the Gunners. Looks forward to him. Finds his nearest man. Yes, Arsenal still trying to build from the back. We have Calafori, who is playing more as an inverted left back for Arsenal. I think I've seen that with Marco Correa at Chelsea, having that freedom to go around on the pitch during the game. Yeah, he's Gabriel on the ball for the Gunners. What will he make out of that? Finds William Saliba. And Saliba will take on to that and looks inward into the midfield where he finds Iberichi Eze, who returns it back to William Saliba. Saliba holds on to the ball for the Gunners. What will he make out of that? So looks to the side and finds Zubimendi. He's still Arsenal in possession, enjoying possession, trying to bring out West Ham from their low blocks. And I don't think it's really working that magic because Arsenal's really been finding it as working their way into the West Ham box.
Yeah, I think we all know West Ham defensively they are a big team when it comes to the defensive work. They do that quite so well, and though we see them sometimes concede 4 or 5 goals and all of that, but I think on their own, this one match whereby Arsenal West Ham it's really like call reasonable figures to the party, and they want to like okay, we are going to the Emirates Stadium. Let's see if we can just get a point or two for the fans. So, but on papers, it's still Arsenal. How will I put it? It's still my money on Arsenal to get to come out and win, be victorious here. Let's just see. But good one, we saw Saka and what's his name again? This Diop or what's his name?
Okay, if there's one man you're actually a big fan of, it has to be what's it called? Xavi Simons, still struggling at Tottenham Hotspur. And you're always a big fan of that young guy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him, and I think Xavi Simons he will really enjoy his time at
But still no
Tottenham.
good for him at Tottenham Hotspur.
But I think when you look at Xavi Simons, it's more of those players whereby they want to create, they want to get an assist rather than getting a goal. And when you look at his style of play, I think he might be having it hard right now, but I think he will settle down into the Tottenham team because these are team whereby they are so explosive, just like him. Xavi Simons is more or less like, let me say, a different profile from Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz wants the ball, he wants to keep the game tempo calm and take one or two. But Xavi Simons has one thing I feel maybe to his advantage ahead of Florian Wirtz, but that does not mean maybe Florian Wirtz is not in the same group shot with him. Xavi Simons is explosive. He likes to dictate the ball while he's on the run. But what's his name? Florian Wirtz is a calm midfielder. He wants to hold the ball, understand the gameplay, and coming into a team like Tottenham, whereby you have the likes of Brennan Johnson, Kudus. These are players that they also want the ball on the run. So I feel with time, Xavi Simons will enjoy.
Okay, with time, yes, Xavi Simons, we come to the party at the Tottenham Hotspur. Free kick to the Gunners there. Some of you going straight into the referee's books after bringing down Bukayo Saka. Both are sporting the jersey number 7 for their respective club. But Bukayo Saka was having the better of some of you there, and some of you ended up picking up a yellow card in that moment. He used to be a fantastic player at Swansea, but I've not really seen that kind of at Leeds. Yes, Leeds also. I think
Yeah, I
Swansea
think
and
he
Leeds,
played
if I'm
at
not mistaken.
Leeds, I think.
Yes, but we've not seen that explosive some of you we saw played at Leeds United.
Yeah, I think it goes down to West Ham in general. I would say since the beginning, even Jared Bowen, he has had his own moments. Lucas Paqueta, we saw him score that beautiful goal, but they've not really, as a team, it has not really worked
Even
so well
Paqueta,
this
we've
season.
not really seen much from
Yeah,
Paqueta in this
so
encounter. He has
it
been a
has not
bit
really
quiet.
worked
It's not the
this season.
typical Paqueta you expect,
expect,
in
yes.
a West Ham shirt. And we're straight into the 59th minute, which leaves us with barely 30 more minutes to play in this encounter. We're going straight into 1 hour of football already at Emirates Stadium. It's still 1-0 Arsenal leading against West Ham in this London derby, and also 2-0 Manchester United leading against Sunderland at the 57th minute. Still no goal to Shakers in the second half in that encounter. Still no substitutions from both sides coming into the second half of that game also. Who is going to give us the first goal in the second half? Will it be Manchester United or will it be Arsenal in the Arsenal West Ham affair? 60th minutes already. The off is currently on the top, and also Leonardo Trossard. I think the other head clashes right there. 60 minutes of football already, 1-0. Coming into this game, I was thinking of, I was having a game whereby we'll be having a lot of goals in my head, but fortunately we have just one goal to showcase. Are you expecting more goals from the Gunners in this game?
Well, I think as it stands right now, I'm expecting 1 or 2 goals in this game in general. But I feel like if it gets to the 70th minute and no goal, Arsenal really have to be careful. We know they have a fantastic defensive pairing and the reliable ones, but I just feel like a goal for them in the 60 something minutes will do them a lot of good.
All right, we have the first substitutions in the second half, and it is West Ham will be making 2 substitutions already in this encounter. We have Falkirk being withdrawn in this game by the player sporting the jersey number. We also have okay, we'll be having confirmation of the players coming in for West Ham. Yes, we have Falkirk being withdrawn and replaced by Martial. We also have Magassa being withdrawn and replaced by Potts in this encounter for the remaining 29 minutes on this game for West Ham. And looking at it, Falkirk, yes, was a bit absent in this game, but bringing in Martial for him, I was thinking maybe probably to have been Callum Wilson coming in for him.
Well, I feel like let's just see what the player in is
Martial.
capable of. Let's just say it's not really a name I'm really so much familiar about. Don't really know much about him, but let's just see how he plays in this game. Probably his detail will get
Well,
full.
it seems that Bukayo Saka is having issues with his nose there.
Yeah.
Okay, as it's still 1-0, the Gunners leading. If you're just joining us on Premier Sports Fan Center, do go to subscribe to the channel and also go to the comment section and tell us what you actually feel about this game between Arsenal and West Ham. Look like that shouldn't be a yellow card. It was intentional from the West Ham player. Ooh. Football is actually a hard game. Okay, yes, it's still 1-0 in that one between Arsenal and West Ham, and also 2-0 Manchester United leading at the 60th minute of their tie against Sunderland in that EPL game. The next round of Champions League games, match. We have a lot of interesting games to come there. And Barcelona will also be expecting to go back to winning ways in the UEFA Champions League.
Well, as expected, that's why Barcelona have to be winning, winning, winning. But it's a game of football. You don't win every matches. You can't
Well,
win.
who do you
all,
think
but-
is winning the next Champions League?
Well, for me, I think it's just
PSG?
PSG. Can it's
Oh,
just
Arsenal.
no, Arsenal is not there. Three teams I'm voting for: PSG, Bayern Munich, and Barcelona.
Okay, it's left to see if Barcelona can be winning that UEFA Champions League. Should this game end in an Arsenal victory, they go straight to the summit of the league on 16 points. Pending the time, Liverpool plays Chelsea at Stamford Bridge at 5:30. I'm actually seeing a Chelsea victory over Liverpool in that encounter. But yes, let me just be like a prophet in this one. You can put your money on Chelsea to win.
Scoreline?
Liverpool. Scoreline maybe 3-0.
Wow, Liverpool not getting
Yeah,
a goal.
Liverpool not getting a goal at Stamford Bridge. That can happen.
Anything is possible in a game of football, but when you look at the Liverpool quality of players, they have the likes of Salah, Isaac, Ekitikete, Florent Wirtz, Gakpo. Wow.
Okay, looking at the game between Manchester United and Sunderland, it's still Manchester United leading 2-0. And that's really been a great game for Manchester United, dominating in front of everything. In stats, they have 52% of ball possession, while Sunderland are reduced to just 48%. Manchester United have seen 11 total shots in this game against them, 4 total shots from from Sunderland. We've seen some substitutions. Sunderland making 3 substitutions in the second half. Bernard Traore being replaced by Mayenda. We also have Masaku being replaced by Talbi, and also Isidore being withdrawn and replaced by former Ajax striker Brobbey in that encounter. So it's left to see what these 3 players will be bringing into this game for West Ham against Sunderland rather against Manchester United. We're straight into the 64th minute of this one. 26 more minutes to play. 26 more minutes for the Gunners to hang on to a slim lead of victory against West Ham. Or can West Ham restore parity in this one and take 1 point, or probably come back from behind them to win this one against Arsenal? A long one into the box there. But fortunately, the Gunners will be getting a goal. But West Ham still playing so much deep, and you can see how much the Arsenal defenders, the centre backs, are joining the attack. It shows that West Ham are just coming here. They've actually come with a approach to defend against Arsenal, not to concede much
Well,
goals.
I think it has to be a lot more kudos to the West Ham defense keeping this game 1-0. I think even the attacking players are doing more of defense than attacking wise as expected by them. So let's just see. And one thing I want us to also pay details into this Arsenal back for the likes of it's not just about Gabriel Saliba right now. We also Calaferi Timber. We also have to give them kudos to them. These guys are doing so well, and I think they have a back for if they can protect and keep them. I think this Arsenal team in some couple of years are coming up for many things. This should be a penalty.
Exactly. It is a penalty to the Gunners, and this time around,
I think
it
silly
is
one
the
from
off.
him there. He
So
shouldn't be
it's
going
silly
into that
good
tackle like
challenge
that.
there from the off the
He
West Ham
shouldn't be going
defender.
into that tackle like that.
And he has just
And
dashed
that's
out the
Timber, I
penalty.
think.
Timber winning the penalty for Gunners there. A chance for Bukayo Saka to have his
No,
goal in this
Gyökeres
game.
will want
It
to
will be
play that.
Gyökeres. I think Bukayo Saka is the penalty taker.
Oh, no,
that was
that's not
outside. That should be a
penalty.
free kick,
That's
not a
outside,
penalty.
free
That
kick.
was outside the box.
Yeah.
Let's see that again. That happened. I think the pull happened outside the
Yeah,
box,
it's
not
outside.
in the box.
That's not a penalty.
That should be a free kick, not a penalty. I think VR will be having another check on that to confirm if that was a penalty. No,
No,
that was
that's a
outside.
free
That was
kick,
outside.
yeah.
There was no way it was a penalty.
So no goal for Gyökeres now.
Well, I'm not one of those people who fancy strikers playing penalties.
If to me also I don't buy to it because we just add numbers whereby you are not penalty is a 50-50 game. You can give your goalkeeper his scores also. Because I could remember a time I think was it Gerard Piqué or Mascherano at Barcelona. We had the penalty and he was about leaving, and they left it for him and he converted it. So I think
It's a penalty.
wow, how is that?
How is VR not having a check on that? The push was outside. The pull was outside the
Wow,
box. We saw it
Well, I
from
just
outside
hope
the box.
the Arsenal faithful when next we have
Yeah,
situation
when it
like this
happens against
against
Arsenal,
them,
I
we
just
don't
hope
see
they
those
won't
propaganda
complain.
and everything trending. So
Okay,
let's
so
just see
Bukayo
that.
Saka, we standing on this penalties situation for match Arsenal. And it's a second goal which he has scored as he has pulled out into the back of the net. Beautifully dispatched there by Bukayo Saka for Arsenal's second goal.
Beautiful player,
Yeah,
beautiful player.
beautiful
But how
player,
long
well-deserved
will he
goal.
remain at Arsenal? Arsenal is the question right now. Saka has that quality. I feel like in the very soon Saka will be going all out that I want these trophies, I want these trophies. There is the talent there, but what as the whole team, he really needs that team. Let's be real, Saka has the quality. Very soon he will claim he wants those individual awards. We've seen Palmer start getting those recognition. He will also feel like if Arsenal does not get a reasonable trophy this season or next season, I feel like this guy will just feel like he wants to leave. And probably you see the big guns, the likes of PSG, Real Madrid, bringing those big money, bringing those big check for them. Like, okay, let's go 150, let's go whatsoever. But Saka will surely.
Any chance of him leaving Arsenal? I don't really think. I don't. This happened outside the box. I don't think this should have been a penalty.
At all.
It started outside the box and continued into the
But with
box
this
there.
his quality, do you feel he will play all his career at Arsenal?
There's some players who just prefer staying a one club
Wow.
player. So it's left to see if Saka is also one of those players. But that is the confirmation. 2 goals right now for Arsenal. A well-deserved lead against West Ham, who has been average in this game all game long. It has been Arsenal dominating possession against West Ham. It's a beautiful piece of skill from Somerville there. Skill is always there, but the finished product, the ending is always an issue. You can see where he brought that from, and see where he ended up the ball there. Wan-Bissaka on the ball there for West Ham. Wan-Bissaka looks out to find Gerard Bowen there. Bowen straight into the path of there's Paqueta there, but Paqueta was brought down. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham at the 69th minute of this counter. Still 2-0, Arsenal leading against West Ham. Also in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland, it's still 2-0 at the 67th minute of that counter. Barely 23 minutes to play in that one. It looks like, yes, Manchester United are on course for a victory over West Ham.
Yeah, yeah.
Over
Over
Sunderland.
Sunderland. Yeah, I think Man U at this point in time they should get the whole 3 point. Go home with the 3 point. They really need that victory to be real right now because 70 minutes and you just have 20 minutes to go. Just do a bit of the defensive work, do it so well. And I think this Arsenal game at West Ham United also it looks like a game which is done and dusted. They got this most needed second goal, which I just feel like and we can see Gakores. Oh, what's this?
It's going to take a big luck for Guy Carres to get a goal in this game.
Well, he's a striker. He
You
might
have him
just
in
get.
I'm very sure you have him in your FPL.
Oh no! I hardly make use of Arsenal players because my FPL I go Man City, Tottenham, and Chelsea. That's where I actually pick my players from.
You can hear that. So if you're one of those who plays the FPL game, you can go back straight into Manchester City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea to pick your squad.
And Semenyo always make my team.
Okay, 2 substitutions already for Manchester United in this game against Sunderland. The first goal scorer, Mason Mount, has been withdrawn for Matthew Skua. And we also have Patrick Dogo coming in for Dalot in that counter. So the Arsenal one. We're still expecting a substitution from the Gunners in this one. Still no substitution. Paqueta also picked up a yellow card for West Ham already in this game. Arsenal in possession of the ball. Looks to attack again and gets a third goal against this West Ham side. But West Ham will defend with all their life there. Beautifully won there by the defender there, Kilman, as he disposed of the Arsenal's first goal scorer, Declan Rice, off the ball right there to throw in at the 71st minute of this encounter. 19 more minutes to play, and it looks like, yes, this is done and dusted already.
Yeah. Donald said I think it's 3 point Arsenal at this time right now. One thing they might just
I
try
think
and keep.
Arsenal will still get more goals in this game.
It's possible, but I feel right now one thing the likes of Calafiori team, but David Villa will really want to pay concentration on it, getting a clean sheet because at the end of the day. It counts for the goalkeeper when it comes to that department. Whereby in Premier League, I think you need more clean sheets to win the Golden Glove. So, and a game like this, you just don't want to get that goal because it seems you don't want to concede because it seems like a done and dusted one.
Okay, yes, Arsenal in possession of the ball, attacking against the match against West Ham right now, and into the heart of the defense there, where he finds the midfielder, the first goal scorer for the Gunners in this game, Bukayo Saka, the second goal scorer on the ball there. And Bukayo Saka will come inward with the ball for the Gunners in this one. Ball possession, it has been Arsenal dominating all through this game. And just looks like they came here to lecture Tottenham, sorry, West Ham
West Ham.
in this encounter. 72% of the ball to the Gunners, 28% of the ball to West Ham. 18 total shots from the Gunners in this game, 3 total shots from West Ham, but 0 shot on target from West Ham in this encounter.
Yeah, that shows like I said earlier, I'm very very disappointed with the West Ham attacking players on this field. The likes of Somerville, Bowen, 71 minutes or so or thereabout, no shot on target. It speaks a lot, and that tells you it's not just about the Arsenal. How will I put it? The Arsenal defense right now. It's about West Ham attack. They really need that little bit of spark, and I don't know. Paqueta, Bowen, these are players you feel on their D, but not getting a shot on target. It sounds somehow weird, to be sincere. In a game of this expectation and caliber, you just know these guys want to come into the party, but right now,
And still to come in 1 hour time is the big one in the EPL. Chelsea at home against Liverpool. What happens to be the match cracker in match day 7. You can join us on Premier Sports Fan Center. We'll be in the studio to give you analysis and commentary of that game as it goes on at Stamford Bridge. But back into this one between Arsenal and West Ham is the Gunners in possession of the ball. William Saliba on it and returns back to the goalkeeper. David Raya. Raya goes out wide back and finds William Saliba. Gunners here to consider going this game. It looks like they are on course for another clean sheet in this counter. We have the big one to come also in La Liga tonight. Real Madrid against against Villarreal. We saw Villarreal in the UEFA Champions League, and it looks like this is a new rejuvenated Villarreal. Do you think it's possible? There's an upset against Real Madrid.
well, I think Real Madrid right now it's kind of good, bad. One of matches for them. Good in the sense, but they have. We saw them against Atletico Madrid, how they performed. Good. Mbappe has really been out. He has been fantastic, living up to the whole expectation. Vinicius and Co. They've done so well, but I feel like against attacking wise team, Madrid find it quite hard. If you're a team that you can get 2 or 3 goals from Madrid, I feel Madrid to get a point will be so hard for them. That's just it. So, because when you look at this season, Mbappe has given them over 70% of their goals, if I'm not wrong. You just need that depth. If you can keep Mbappe, if it's possible, but I doubt if it's possible to keep Mbappe away in a game. So that's just it. But
Okay.
Villarreal, fantastic team. Lost. They sold them. What's his name again? Jeremy Pino to what's it called? Crystal Palace,
Yeah.
and he has not really been that of a big miss for them so far. And what Chukwueze left from couple of season again, so they've been doing quite well, sure.
Okay, we have 2 substitutions from that game between Arsenal and West Ham. Is the Gunners who have finally made their 2 substitutions in the second half. We have Lewis Kelly being replaced. Lewis Kelly replacing Calafiori. We saw Lewis Kelly last season. Fantastic, season for that young player at the age of 18, breaking into the Premier League. And he never looked back. Fantastic player on his own day also.
Yeah, good, beautiful footballer. But no doubt, when you have Calafiori with this form is with what he has been offering so far, then Lewis Kelly has to just be on the seat and learn from him. And I think Calafiori, he comes with those Italian spark and everything as expected. So good one, Arsenal. That's one thing I feel like Arteta has no excuse this season. Even if you don't get to win the league, you must come home with a trophy.
Okay, let's see if that is possible for Mikel Arteta. There are a lot of trophies to play in the league. We have the FA Cup, there's the Carabao
Yeah,
Cup, there's
so
Premier
just-
League, there's the UEFA Champions
Just
League. You are playing on
maybe
4
the
fronts.
Champions League is not visible at this point because if you see the way
It's not over until it's over.
I know, but when you look at teams like Bayern Munich, PSG, this team are capable of. Because when you look at that Bayern depth, you are coming up against Luis Diaz, Olise, Harry Kane, Nicolas Jackson. These are beautiful set of players. These are fantastic players. They are not telling you not to score, but they are ready to score you as much as possible. And you can see Harry Kane already this season. Fantastic numbers he's dropping so far. So that's just the problem.
Okay,
right
yes,
now.
West Ham trying to deny Arsenal a clean sheet on this encounter, but they have just barely 14 more minutes up to do that as we're getting straight into the 76th minute mark in that encounter. Barely 14 minutes to go. Will Arsenal get a third goal, or will it be West Ham getting one, or a late drama in this encounter whereby West Ham score 2 goals? Anything is possible in a game of football, but there's still big problem for West Ham. They are not looking reliable or comfortable as much as you expect. The second substitution made by the Gunners was Leonard Trossard, who was replaced by Ethan Nwaneri in the 75th minute. The England under youth international will be coming into this game and hoping to, show why he deserves to be starting for Arsenal. West Ham, with this, if should they lose this game, will find themselves at the 19th position with just 4 points in 7 games. They've won one, they've drawn one, they've lost. They're on course to lose 5 should they lose those games against the Gunners. They've scored just 6 goals this season and conceded 16. Well, last on the table is Wolverhampton, who are yet to win a game this season. They've drawn one and they've lost 5. They find themselves with just 1 point after
two
6
teams
games.
I think we have to put an eye on has to be Wolves and West Ham. If I have to go,
What about Burnley? Looks like Burnley will be going back.
yeah,
Also.
no, let's even leave. We all know Burnley. Let's just feel like they are just coming. So maybe they can argue it, but I think Wolves and West Ham, they look like the bigger team right now in the bottom 3. And I feel one of them, if care is not taken, will go down to the championship. Probably maybe Wolves, because I feel with Nuno, West Ham will surely struggle and get those points.
It looks like they're gonna as well be preparing another double
I think that's
substitution this
Merino
time.
and Martinelli.
Merino and Martinelli will be thrown in for the remaining 12 minutes of action as we're straight into the 78th minute
Who, Declan Rice
in
is
this
down?
game. Looks like Declan Rice is injured. Wow,
Losing Declan. Well, maybe
lot of injury worries.
let's
for the
just hope
Gunners.
it's not
I don't
an
think it
injury
should be.
solo.
I don't think it should be a big injury
Yeah.
worries.
Okay,
Well, that is part of his own part in this game. And also, West Ham are preparing a substitution. Walker Peters and the former Sunderland right back will also be
Sunderland
thrown
or
in.
Crystal
Sunderland,
Palace?
sorry, was it Crystal Palace? No.
Yeah, I think
It was, what's this team that went to relegate? Southampton, yeah.
yeah.
That was where he
Kyle
actually
Walker
played.
Peters.
Kyle Walker Peters will also be thrown into that game. Merino has joined the Arsenal midfield. So we now have a midfield of Zubimendi, Merino, and we have a Bericese also being withdrawn. And looks like it's going to be a new 3-man midfield for the Gunners for the remaining 11 minutes to play in this game.
Yeah, I think the game is done and dusted already. So I think right now you just have to rest those players, because we know in a game of football it takes just a seconds to get those bad injuries. And right now Arsenal will feel like they want all their best legs. You've lost on what they got already to an injury. So I feel at this point the game is already. It looks 80% or 90% in Arsenal side to get the victory. So why not just give all these guys rest? We know they have the international break coming up also very soon. So let them just have the rest.
I'll give it wait for the Gunners to go into the international break, and 78 minutes in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland. And one man who has been impressive today has to be the new Manchester United goalkeeper Lamens, who as up to now has been able to keep a clean sheet against Sunderland. And we saw Bayidir, who has also done good for Manchester United in last games, though conceded so many goals. Do you think it's possible Lamens comes in as the undisputed first choice goalkeeper for Manchester United?
Well, I feel Lamens should be the one starting, because when you pour that amount
About
for,
20 or
for
30.
a goalkeeper, that's quite a reasonable for amount for a keeper coming from I think the Belgium
The
league
Belgium
also. So that speaks of his quality. I think he's also good, and we've seen so far so good in this game. He has really lived up, and a very young goalkeeper, I think 23 or 24. So many more years ahead of him. Man, you paying that money, he does not really want to come and sit on the bench. So Bayeda, we've seen him when Onana was there last season. It was like deputizing for him. Maybe a familiar face to be on the bench is one aspect he really likes. Just like the way Wojciech Szczesny have decided to take a little bit a step backward and be like, put me on when you need me. So I think Lamens should be starting for mine.
Okay, yes, that is the opinion that Lamens should be Manchester United, the undisputed first choice goalkeeper. Until the 80th minute, he has kept a clean sheet for Manchester United, and is just 10 minutes away from keeping the clean sheet in his first game as a Manchester United goalkeeper. A corner kick for the Gunners, a chance for them to make it 3 goals in this encounter as well. Straight into the 81st minute, and barely 9 more minutes to play in the regulation time. Even West Ham are thinking of coming back into this one. I think it is done and dusted. That is if they don't concede a goal off this corner kick.
This goal.
So I know we all know how dangerous that can be from corner kick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, as the corner kick comes from the Arsenal's outside, it's Bukayo Saka who is standing on this corner kick, and you can see the Arsenal players setting their formation in the box there, which is always confusing, defending against them from corner kick situation. Gabriel is there. There's also William Saliba who has a push there, and was almost the chance for a third. But fortunately, that will be going to the back of them. Merino presented with that chance there. And you can see there was a push in the box there, but the referee allows some players to continue. That would have been a goal for Arsenal, but fortunately,
Gakpo is with the
good
push.
defensive work there from the West Ham defenders.
And,
That was too close. That was so close. But it's another corner kick again from the Gunners. So West Ham has another corner kick to defend against Arsenal right there. And this time around is Gabriel Martinelli will be swinging this into the back of the net. And takes a long one into the box there. Returns back to Martinelli. Martinelli will hold on to the ball. Sends another cross into the box, but there's no Gunners player to get onto the end of that. Arsenal regains possession. West Ham gets onto that. But it rolls out for a throw into Arsenal at the 83rd minute. 7 more minutes to play in this encounter.
yeah, I think good one for them. Lewis Kelly also having minutes, and coming in at 2 goals, your team leading 2 goals up, you have that fluidity, you have that freedom. Not coming into the game whereby your team is losing with pressure. So right now he's playing with at ease right now for him. And Lewis Kelly, a beautiful left back. Many more years for him.
Still no good for Victor Yokeresh. And do you think Arsenal fans to start getting worried about Victor Yokeresh, issue at the front?
Yeah, I think they will. That's why I asked is Havertz back, because I feel if Kyle Havertz is back, and we know we've seen Kyle Havertz plays as a nine, no more, regardless of how we all know Kyle Havertz should be, and the expectation on Kyle Havertz is a bit lesser. You just want Kyle Havertz coming to Arsenal.
The pressure is not much on
not like the way Gyökeres is, and when you look at Gyökeres right now, he just have to get that goal. Because right now it's not just about Gyökeres even scoring; it's about being up there with the likes of Haaland, Isak, Ekitike, and what's this Man U guy against Sesko. Even Chelsea, João Pedro, he has to drop a reasonable, like Gyökeres have to drop a reasonable numbers. If they are getting 20, be like 15, 17, be close to them. Not giving this gap right now. We've seen Eric Haaland on 8 goals, Gyökeres on 2 goals. That
Okay, talking about one man who will be hoping to get a goal today. It has to be João Pedro for Chelsea. He'll be hoping to get a goal against Liverpool in that encounter. I have a feeling that this guy is going to score today. What's it called? The Liverpool midfielder who is there to get a goal. Florian Wirtz. Oh, he's not starting.
He's not starting.
He's not starting for Liverpool tonight against Chelsea, but they have Isak up front in that game in the confirmation. Isak will be the starting 9 for Liverpool against Chelsea, with Ekitike, missing out after getting a red card in the Carabao Cup. Another chance for Arsenal there in the 85th minute. Merino again on the end of that. Look at that movement from the Gunners. They know how to find each other out with their passes.
How they get to come up with this pattern. Wow.
Unfortunately, that won't be going to the back of the net again. Merino, for the second time in this game, maybe the third time asking, it might be ending into the back of the net. And West Ham are just playing and looking like they want to run down the clock. 20 total attempts for Arsenal in this game. 5 shots on target. 0 shots on target from West Ham in the whole of this encounter.
Well, that shows how bad, that shows how disappointed they've been. And I think Nuno Espirito really have to, talk to these guys. Probably they need this break also, maybe after everything. Then when next they come into the league, they just have to get this victory. Because right now, 4 points so far this season at week 7 is really, really a bad one for West Ham.
All right, we're straight into the 86th minute of that one between Arsenal and West Ham. Is Arsenal still leading 2-0 barely? 4 more minutes to go in this encounter. 4 more minutes that we'll be looking at how much minutes will be added. I think I'll be fasting probably 3 to 4 minutes additional time at the end of 90 minutes, because we didn't have much VAR checks in the second half. Arsenal in possession of the ball. William Saliba will hold on to the ball for the Gunners. Returns back to the goalkeeper David Raya. And Raya comes forward with the ball for Arsenal. Takes a long one into the middle of the park. Tries to play in Gyökeres, but Gyökeres couldn't get onto that. Arsenal back in possession. What would they make out of this? Looks like that seems like Merino on the ball for the Gunners, if I'm not mistaken. Steals onto the ball, finds this man there as Arsenal looks to attack with this great chance for them to break and get a third goal. Still the Gunners in possession. What would they make out of that? Into the box, Victor Gyökeres. Gyökeres trying to hold on zone there, but West Ham regains the possession in the process. Arsenal's Victor Yokeresh he fringed down the West Ham players. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham right there at the 87th minute of this game. 3 more minutes to go. I don't think there's any way back in this one for West Ham.
No, no, it's this
And
game.
they've never, throughout the game, they never looked to be in the game.
Yeah, I think if they are to come back into this game, that's a big, 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 big one for them. And I think looking at this Arsenal defense, I don't see them sleeping and getting, two conceding 2 goals so far. They've done so well 87 minutes. And looking at West Ham, no shot on target for 87 minutes. So I don't see them coming into
So
this.
so much so disappointing game from West Ham in the second half. You would have expected them, to come and give a bigger battle against the Gunners. Even if they don't get the goals,
There you go.
it's so
But make it
disappointing.
a
They playing
close one,
90
not-
minutes without
not
a
this
shot
serious.
on target in this game. Ariola holds onto the ball there for West Ham. Takes a long one into the middle of the park. It's still West Ham in possession of the ball. Arsenal chasing this one, looking for a third goal. Referee spotted an infringement right there at the 88th minute of this game. So it's barely 2 more minutes to play in regulation time in this one. Arsenal leading 2-0. Manchester United also leading against Sunderland at the 86th minute. It's Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. That game also looks like a done and dusted game for Manchester United.
Yeah, good one, Amorim. We are that means we are still going to get to see him in the Premier League. It's a good one.
Was he going to be sacked?
It seems so. So we saw news. We
The
saw
pressure,
Man U,
the pressure
yeah.
was actually
And
there.
we saw Man U,
Legends.
they are this thing
Board.
coming up. They are board with some people, some coach to replace and everything. And I think it has just been one thing I feel. The only good view I see about what the board did was they said they want a coach. If they are to replace him, a coach who has some Premier League experience.
Do you
we-
think
we have-
that experience is one of the reasons why Amorim is having issue in the EPL?
it's not just about Amorim. Before Amorim, there was Ten Hag.
They'll stay, yeah.
He came, he said an
He
era
struggled
comes
also.
and he struggled also. Amorim also right now. So right now, I think maybe they felt like we don't have to go to the Portuguese league, go here and get anyone. Let's just bring someone with a reasonable Premier League experience. Because when you look at Premier League coach, everyone has their pattern. They have their style of play. Even down to what this Crystal Palace coach name.
Glasner. Oliver Glasner.
Yeah, doing great job there. He has his own style of play. I think to me I seem like a modernized Jose Mourinho with his style of play because he has the likes of Sa who are also explosive and he comes with a game pattern. I don't want to concede 1 or 2. Can my attackers get me 1 or 2 goals? If you can come into the game with that type of mindset, it speaks so well. And doing it with Crystal Palace, who says they can't do it with Man U, whereby there is even those money they can take into the market and get you those type of players. So beautiful one. I think it would be a good replacement for them if they choose to.
All right, straight into the 90th minute of that game between Arsenal and West Ham is still 2-0. Arsenal leading. And also at the 87th minute in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland, approaching the 88th minute already, is Manchester United 2, West Ham 0. Goal scored by Miss Mount in the 8th minute and Benjamin Šeško doubling the lead at the 31st minute. So no goal to showcase from Manchester United in the second half of that game. And to West Ham is Arsenal 2, West Ham 0. Declares with the first goal at the 38th minute and also Bukayo Saka doubling the lead at the 67th minute. Yeah, might just be a chance for Arsenal's third one, but West Ham will clear their lines successfully there. But still the Gunners are coming forward to see if they can get a third one. Julian Timber on the ball there for Arsenal. He holds on to the ball. Fantastic right back for Arsenal there. Talking about the Netherlands international. And still at the 90th minute. And in a moment from now, we'll be waiting for how much additional time will be added there by the fourth official in this encounter.
No,
Yeah.
I think it has been a beautiful game of football. 7 minutes added on.
7 minute additional time at the end of a 90-minute regulation time. So we have 7 more minutes to play in this game between Arsenal and the West Ham. Can West Ham still possibly try and get 1 goal back in this encounter? There's still a lot of time, but looking at the fact that they've been poor, getting 0 shots on targets in this game, that is where I have my own biggest issue with them. Out of 7 total shots in this game. Okay, they finally no, let me see.
I don't think they've had a shot so far.
Yeah, that is where it looks. That is where it looks disappointing about them in this game. Just three total shots in this game and zero shots on target. Should we say the Arsenal defense did a good job against them, or West Ham were just out of this game?
Well, I think I will go with West Ham are just out of this game because getting a shot on target, not getting a goal, no fault for that. But not having a shot on target for 90 minutes, even if they have it right now, it's just it does
Maybe
not
having
count
it.
anymore.
Yes, Bowen in the box there, sends it into the box. Arsenal will
Still
clear their
didn't.
line. As another corner kick comes to West Ham, and that was cleared there by
Zubimendi.
Zubimendi, the Arsenal midfielder. This man has really did a lot of work for West Ham, running everywhere today. Talking about Gerard Bowen, the England international. A beautiful cross into the box there. There were West Ham players in the box, so probably what's it called? Zubimendi did the right thing
Yeah, yeah.
for Gunners. There's a corner kick there to Arsenal. Yeah, he's been taken by Paqueta.
Still no
That will have
shot
been the
on
chance.
target.
And that was a
And
free
that,
chance there for
Martial.
Marshall should be scoring that. That was a free header, and that is the best chance that I've seen in this game. Look at that. The goalkeeper wasn't even anywhere in his own goal post. How on earth did Marshall not score from there?
Well, probably Saliba was there disturbing him and doing the good works as expected. But I think kudos to this. It has been a fantastic 90 minutes. We've seen Arsenal, and I think Nuno Espirito really has to go. But now, right now, go back to the drawing board and figure things out as expected. We all expected. We saw him at Nottingham Forest last season, and I feel he will do a beautiful job. Maybe not up to the way we saw him perform at Nottingham Forest last season, but with this West Ham team, probably we save them. I don't see them going to relegation.
Okay, there's still left to say even West Ham will be beaten. We're still in week 7, so
Yeah,
there's still
so
a lot
there's
of
a
games
lot of
to go. That's about 31 more games to
31 more
play
games, yes.
this season. So the league is not being one. Is not one of teams are not relegated on that the 10 matches of the league. Yes, West Ham in possession of the ball. 93rd minute of action in this account. We also have about 5 minutes additional time in that game between Manchester United and Sunderland to play in that one. Sunderland. We are straight into the 4th minute of 7 minutes additional time in the Arsenal game against against West Ham. Yeah, he's that man who has moved everywhere without getting a goal in this game. Victor Yokeresha cuts back.
Wow.
Cuts back into that was a poor cut back there from Victor Yokeresh. West Ham in possession, looks to attack against the Gunners there. What would they make out of that? Lucas Paqueta holds onto the ball there for West Ham and looks inward and finds his teammate, where returns back to Walter Peters. Paqueta on the ball there, returns it into the defense where he finds his centre back there and goes out wide. Still West Ham in possession. Diouf on the ball there for West Ham. Cuts inward, looks inward and finds his teammate, but couldn't get hold of that. Arsenal Park in possession. William Saliba looks inward and finds his teammate Merino. If I'm not mistaken, yes, that's Merino on my screen there. Merino finds Zubimendi. Zubimendi holds onto the ball. It's a Spanish affairs in the
And
middle.
you know they've known each other from their days at Real
Rest aside
Sociedad.
that,
So
yes, a Spanish affair in the middle of the park for Zubimendi and Merino, the Gunners player. Arsenal just whiling away the time and enjoying themselves on the pitch right now. Okay, as we prepare for the big one at 5:30 between Chelsea and Liverpool. Don't forget to join us on Premier Sports Fan Center for live action of that encounter. It promises to be another interesting watch-along game, watch-along program in that one for that one between Chelsea and the league defending champions on Liverpool. But anything can still happen. Is the league defending champions against the world champions. So let's see which of the champions will actually take the day at the end of 90 minutes. Arsenal in possession of the ball, looks to attack for one of their last attack in this game to see if they can get a third goal. But still, the West Ham players are saying no. Everybody can score against us today. It's definitely not Victor Yokeresh.
well, I think Guy Corres should really be. And one thing I really appreciate is Saka stepping up to take that penalty. Because at the end of the day, just like you rightly said, strikers penalty goals should not really be a correction for a bad game. So I feel like good once Saka he converted that goal. Guy Corres really needs to come
this
into this game. It's not just tapping. I want to see Guy Corres score striker worthy of goals, whereby the whole camera and everything are on him. He has that quality. We saw him last season again, but I just don't know. Yeah, maybe, let's just see. But by the 20th week, if he's not given a reasonable numbers, then I feel Arsenal have to just look somewhere else
And
in the
still has
tournament.
9 possession of the ball there. West Ham clearing the lines there. And the Gunners are looking to come all out for a third goal in this one as we're straight into the 6th minute of 7 minutes additional time. We have barely some seconds as we are moving or approaching the 7th minute of this game. It looks like, yes, the last 1 minute with Arsenal be able to add to it. 4th minute of 5 minutes additional time played already in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland. And also that game, we are straight into the last minute of additional time. Yes, West Ham, 90 minutes without a shot on target. You have to give it to the Arsenal defensive setup. I'm gonna say Arsenal comes forward now with the ball attacking against the West Ham. Still Arsenal in possession. Well, will they make another? Returns it back into the middle of the park where he finds his teammates and finds another of Arsenal player. Yes, Arsenal enjoying the last bit of action in the second half. We're barely 30 seconds away from the end of this game, and it's going to be another massive 3 points for the Gunners on the road at home, rather.
Yeah, good one for us now. You just have to, keep those points, keep those points. For me, I still don't see them like a team that will win the league. But if they find themselves doing the ending of the season with 9 points, even if it's 4 points, I see this squad defending that point and going on to win the league. But on the long run, I'm still not rooting for them. I will let's get to the week 30th and see how many points Arsenal. But if they find themselves where they were 2-3 seasons ago, they will get to win the league. They will defend, not sleep on it again. But good game of football. The game has come to an end. We can see Arteta, the international break. Enjoy his rest right now, and that's it.
Yeah, the end of 90 minutes. Yes, we have the full-time results coming in already. It's Arsenal who has earned another 3 points and another clean sheet at home at the Emirates Stadium, building a fortress out of the Emirates Stadium. 2-0. They've won in the 3 p.m. EPL kickoff, and it looks like it will end. Yes, it also ended in that one between Manchester United and Sunderland. It ended 2-0 in favor of Manchester United. Beautiful games of football we saw this afternoon. It's always a pleasure having you in the studio.
Yeah, pleasure having you, Shegun, also, and all football lovers, have a nice weekend and enjoy the game of football.
Okay, still talking about 5:30, so you don't go nowhere. Still stay with us on Premier Sports Center for that game between Chelsea and Liverpool at 5:30. That's about how much we can take at this moment. My name is Adiyam Shegun. From me and my production crew, it's bye from now. For